me have a good stream. Yeah, so what is the big deal? You simply notice what is the case of going live. Right. All right. Back in the A game. Okay. Ah! Man, just to even get that thing up and running again is insane. More streaming elements, more problems. All right, that's up and ready. I wonder if the engagement stuff makes any bit of a difference. All right, welcome everybody. Tuesday, smack dab in the middle of February with nothing else to do. No intro, no Anims Gyms, just ready to make more content. We're starting right now. Hi, David. Where's my Anim Jam music? There it is. In case you didn't know, this is the stuff that goes on in my head when I'm trying to plot out a shot. They may take our hearts, but they can't take our spirit. Yo, what's up? Yo, welcome to another Anim Jam session. So we're ready to get this one done. Well, half done. Almost like still in kind of like the still in the oven. It's like, it's not your easy bake oven, man. Animation takes a lot of time, man, because we ain't about ready to succumb to AI, at least not yet anyway. Hi, Stacy. Hi, David. I saw you in the chat. What's up? Hi, how you doing? I'm Brad for show. How you doing? How's it going, guys? High fives, fist bumps, high fives, peace. Good to see you. Oh man, my brain is rattled right now. What, oh my God, is the YouTube not up and running yet? Okay. All right, let's see. Let's start off, let's like warm up a little bit, get my brain in the right position. Then we can start marking some animation. We can start watching some trailers and shit. Good. It's good. You guys ever seen Bruce Almighty? That's a fantastic movie. It's a funny movie too. Every time somebody says good, I always think of that part. It's good. All right, this one's coming along pretty good. Yeah, we need to get into this like little crosshatch right here. This part, a little complicated. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for stopping by. Oh yeah, let me switch it around. Test frame. Let me slow that down. Yeah, I saw another guy doing a Twitch stream and he had like all his past animations on his screen. Like showing off some like old demo reel work. It's like, I don't think I'm that brave yet. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to talk about. How about I throw this shit on Twitter? One second, chit chat. Let me try this now. Let's see if that rage baits people into actually clicking my shit. All right. We'll hold on this one in a second. Oh, God bless you, Chrome. Son of a gun. Surprised Maya's never fixed that damn animation bug. No, the frame still holds up. Like I hit the exops with this exaggeration spots. Wait, what's the question? What is this? This is called spline violence. This is called Meat Physics 3. I'm gonna have to work on the title a little bit. I call it unemployment. Reparations, remanded. Doing any Blender tonight? No. Actually, to be honest, like Blender's on my mind, man. Blender's on my mind. Like I just took her to bed last night. No, we're back on Maya. We're gonna be doing like an Anim breakdown. Anim breakdown tonight. We're just gonna be on Maya today because I gotta, I gotta finish this. I gotta finish this damn short film. That's the problem with directing a short film. You just kind of get into the swing of things. You're thinking, oh, this is gonna be awesome, and then you like take on too much more work than you thought about. And you kind of beat yourself up after. It's no fun. Well, it's no fun that, you know, there's a shit ton of work involved, but I guess it's about the journey, right? But I would like to dabble in Blender a little bit more. I would like to do more Anim Jams in Blender, just so, you know, I can be more proficient, but also do like the work I know I can without failing. At least get something going, like a simple run cycle, walk cycle, something like that. Oh man. Did my stuff just crap out all of a sudden? No, it didn't. No, we're still alive, right? Yeah, we're still alive. Sorry, Streamlabs is giving me a lot of red lights, a lot of red flashing lights. I think that just means I'm live. What is this, Spider-Verse? No, dude, this is Ninja Turtles. I mean, I would assume the giant green ninja fighter here would have told you that by now. Just for a video game? No. Animation, proof of concept. That might liably lead into a video game. Or, you know, a short film. Say what you will. Do you work in game? Yes, I do. Yeah, feel free to ask me any questions. Game dev, you know, video games or whatever. I'm mostly the animation part of it. No, I can't fix your printer, I'm sorry. Even though I have a computer animation in my title, doesn't mean I necessarily know everything about a computer. Yoink. Yeah, work on Overwatch, yep. That I did. My name should be in the credits. Oh, that's right. Blizzard's got a terrible habit of not actually giving you credit unless you're actually employed on that same day that they released the game. I forgot about that. It's a shame. Sony does all that stuff too, but Blizzard doesn't really do that. They don't like doing that. They don't like giving people credit who work on games for 3 years. Shame. Did the roll add up through here? Yeah. Oh man, let's go. Actually, let's see. Just for now, since I'm constantly doing this stuff, let me go back to stepped. There we go. He needs more reaction. Yo, Smiley, what's up? Oh, you know, man, cooking. I've been cooking for too long. It's time to put this in the air fryer. Go, I love that camera switch hotkey. Saves so much time. Wonder how I permanently get rid of that clone tool. Let's see. No, it's in these settings, right? Shifts or that crap. That needs to be permanently banned from Maya. Where is this cog? There it is. Yeah, let me adjust this too. I wonder why this thing constantly resets as well. There we go. Sick posing. Thanks, Stefan. Yo, dude, I'm almost done. I'm almost done with your kick-ass animation tutorials, man. Got some hot butter on a bald head, dude. Yeah, I watched your tutorials, man, and then I instantly went to work in Maya, and I animated all this. This is the product of your teachings. This is all your fault. This is what happens when you send out a bunch of information to young and weary artists. They just can't help themselves. They start to break shit. No, but seriously, dude, I'm gonna have to take out that overrig, man. I think I'm up to the part where you're actually polishing a motion builder. I'm sorry, motion builder. I think I stopped on or I skipped over cleaning up mocap because I saw that video was like an hour and I was like, skip. I was like, I'll skip that for later. But I'm really interested to see how you're doing that in Maya. Yeah, I didn't know you live streamed too, man. I tried to catch you last time around. I saw you were streaming on YouTube, but as soon as I got on, you peaced out. I'll catch you next time. But yeah, the over rig is pretty sweet. I like I especially like how you were animating with the camera in that one lesson. I was like, that's pretty rad. Like animating through it and having like a knot null or something like that, like a night locator, and moving that around like as a temp aim constraint. I thought that was pretty sick. I was like, I like that. I do, but I don't talk too much. Like listening to the BG. I hear you. Yeah, I usually get BG running on my stream, and I just kind of talk over it. They said the best streamers are the ones that usually talk to themselves, so it's awkward as hell, but I try to practice that. I mean, hell, I talk to myself all day, just not out loud, so. I'm about ready to devour this microphone, so I might as well just make use of it. Because, you know, I spent a lot of fucking money for this thing. Putting aim knots on the camera. Yeah, it's really cool because we've actually got a problem with that. We've got, well, not really a problem. Our camera rigs that we use, like for some of the games, are really kind of overcomplicated. They've got like, obviously like control after control, but they got an aim on there that just basically it tumbles around the aim, which I don't like. And I'd rather be moving my camera as I'm looking through it. Being able to move the center point as I'm moving through. I can't move, like currently our cameras, I can't move through while I'm looking through it. And the aim is tumbled around the aim, which I cannot stand. Even though you could switch it between world spaces, you know, you try to put something in the center and like tumble it around, like that camera's just gonna go ape shit. So, but yeah, I like that simple solution that you just got like temp knots on that. It's pretty dope. Oh, by the way, Stefan, like when I was listening to your lectures, I already built my custom camera switch hotkey. I don't know why I didn't even think of that, dude. I want it to where, you know what, I want to, because I don't have too much coding, but I want it to where I could just switch back and forth between my camera and perspective. Even if I change the name of the camera, but oh shit, like I don't know why I didn't even have that hotkey. I was like, brother. So yeah, this camera switch hotkey, I was like, I don't know why Maya didn't even include that, but after I saw that, I was like, definitely for me. So yeah, man, picking up some great tips, man, from your stuff, dude. You move fast through your tutorials too, man. Like you're like clicking everywhere, man. You have like pixel perfect click and drag. You can't do that, man. Not with these old eyes. So you animate on orthographic view as well. Yeah, like I do different shit. Like I do like hotkeys and stuff like that to save screen space. I'll just like animate like this sometimes, you know, like I'll just do it this way, which is like more screen estate. Totally fine. But the one thing I hate about this, I haven't figured this out, is like when I go back, my hotkeys, like my Anabot just like disconnects. So yeah, it's something I gotta figure out. Where do I, like the top of the shelf, the bottom of the shelf? Yeah, this is it. Yeah, but I got like my own layouts and stuff like that, you know. But I think it's kind of cool, like switching back and forth between side, front and back. Glad you like it, means a lot. No, man, you're killing it, dude. It's like I'd love to get more time into like putting like a library of tutorials together and then like selling them. I eventually will. I've just got my priorities kind of like out of sync right now. When it comes to like streaming, editing, working on like my projects and shit. But I'm trying to get more good about like uploading content. I'm gonna do one tonight. I'm gonna go over ToKON, the new ToKON trailer. and upload that a little bit later. Yeah, man, I think the last one I caught was like your Street Fighter one. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's the GOAT. It's the GOAT of pixel animation right there. Do 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 do. Oh man, it's sub-zero temperatures outside, but I'm still getting hot in here. Yeah, man, I might have to like throw you like a line, just like with a couple of questions and like how you got your setup. I mean, everything's pretty standard for what I could do, like, but I like the small details that you got in yours, like when it comes to like point clicking, highlighting and stuff like that, moving your camera around, things like that. What is this game called? It's called Bonk City. Street Beef Filet. Thinking about changing the title though. I call this unemployment. Violence, just not the HR kind. No, this is just a fan animation. I like how everybody takes this seriously. Taking a whiff. Oh yeah, by the way, shucks, I never even I forgot to crawl out that shout outs. Let's see. Activities, follow list. Yeah, Stardust Artist, thank you so much. And Murray, aka, thank you so much for the follows over the past 2 days. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you for my little humble little animation channel. Appreciate it. Yeah, holding there is okay. Let's do that and just go back to it later. This is Ninja Turtles, you guessed it. Well, Ninja Turtle. Like how everybody just keeps asking the same thing. It's called Certified Hands That Are Moving. It's called Aggressive Hugging, the video game. With katanas. Mm-hmm. What's up with the Discord? I don't know. It's cooked. It's preheated, served. Nobody's biting. I mean, I'm trying to get the question of the week back up and then, but you know, I think I've lost it. You gotta have a moment of silence, man. It already shipped. The beta's there, but no takers. I mean, it was created 2 years ago for like the hope to find a job. But you know, the job market's really hard right now. God, that knee hit is so hard to... So hard to make read. Did I work on the tiny turtles? Oh, once upon a time. Yeah. So what have I done here? What have I lost and done? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the problem that I'm trying to look into right there, is getting him to read correctly. Yeah, let's try that. Let's see. It's probably the switch that I'm looking for. Do I just push it past his body? Instead of just having it like all even at the same time. Yeah, impact needs to come a little bit sooner. Maybe that's why it's not reading. Let me try this. Okay. Was I trained in 2D when I first started animating? Yeah, I learned a little bit of 2D, but not enough to wrap my head around the basic principles of what animation really was. I mean, I went in there to start 2D traditionally, but then went to school, didn't learn shit about animation, and that was around the time everything turned into 3D. So by that time, they were like, hey, you need to learn how to use this computer, otherwise you're not going to get a job. And I was like, I don't like computer animation. And they were like, just give it a shot. And when I did, I was like, oh, you can basically do whatever you want with the camera. And I was like, all right, bet. And I've been on it ever since. I still go back to the animation. Yeah. Get a little bit more of that bend in there. Don't quite like that either. Yeah, what is up with this one? There we go. Okay, let me see if we can do something with this. I'm going to have to... unlock, do this. One more. Yeah, this one. I don't need that one either. Probably just reduce that just a little bit. Kind of like that, like going overshooting a little bit, kind of like a yo-yo. Yeah, that feels a lot more better. All right, let's put a pause on this right now. Let's jump right into it, huh? Let's get some look at this ToKON shit. Take a break from that, clear our eyes, get back on the winning team, and get this task moving, shall we? All right, cool. Yeah. Vertebral, play blast. Okay. Yeah. I think this is probably around the time that we're going to start doing this. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Interesting. Hang on just a second. So I got that. I got let's see. Here we go. Yeah, that'll work. All right. PlayStation. All right, let's jump into this, shall we? Let's see. Dong. All right. Chat's nice and fiery, like always. Let me get my threads up. Yeah, no. This thing's going through an identity crisis. I gotta, every time like I make one of these videos, I gotta jump it into my editor and then make sure that I'm doing like a whole nother format layout to make sure everything's sounding correctly, you know, like the video's playing back properly, and then nothing gets cropped out and the chat isn't spamming bullshit that way I gotta tear out of my video later. So that's kind of the do's and the don'ts. you know. All right. So let's do this. Add stream marker. All right. Edit it. Whatever. Okay. So what's up, everybody? Ref Show back again. Another Anim breakdown. Marvel ToKON just released another trailer, and the Marvel nutheads are out there hailing this as the second coming of the next big fighter. So the animation community, the FGC's newest version of the quote unquote next godlike fighter is here. And they just dropped a trailer featuring some new X-Men, some new characters that are pretty familiar. So I got a request last time from one of my streams talking about, give me your opinion, kind of talk about the animation in general, you know, the ups, the downs, the pros and cons. So I'm just going to give you my best opinion of it too. I'm pretty excited because even though I do like Marvel, not like the biggest fan, I do admire Arc Systems a hell of a lot. So if anybody knows my channel, they know I like to gawk and gush over Arc Systems. And guess what? The glazing won't stop. And it's going to be a hot time in the cold town tonight. I heard that from a movie. But anyway, let's play this, see what it's about, and I'll give you my feedback. All right, let's rip it. Gladiator's dead. I know that. I know that character.
The air trembles.
Earth.
Mother Earth herself senses
the storm.
Battle. The world may hate us. We still have to save it.
Oh, I was about to say, I thought they like froze time for a second.
A true team is unbreakable.
Hello, Queen.
Stand against the storm.
Oh my God, she's voiced by the same voice actress too. Okay, we know about Storm.
Let me at them, Storm.
And we got Magic.
Limbo is waiting, and I'm stunned.
I don't know much about Magic, only that I know she's Colossus' sister. That's about it. And yeah, Marvel's got all the goons. Marvel Rivals got all the goons in the headlock.
X-Men get it done.
Weapon X. Who's his voice, I wonder? Classic Wolverine, main staple.
Initiating attack.
Oh, we got Echo. Echo's in the game.
I am all that remains
I don't know
of
who this
Shi'ar
is.
technology.
Looks like kind of giving me some Fifth
Prepare
Element
to be
vibes.
disassembled.
Ooh, she's a zoner. Mega
Surrender
Man.
to avoid further danger.
Damn!
Let's finish this.
It's got some Mega Man qualities in there.
We are stronger.
I love this shot. I love that telephoto lens of all four of them. Ooh, the hands. The switches. The anticipation. Wah! Dude. Arcs is bringing the goods. Arcs is bringing the goods. Notice too, guys, one thing that I would love to glaze all over Arc is for their hand poses. They know how to splay fingers and hands. Can't see Spider-Man too much, but you know, the splaying of the hands, the taking the arc, giving it that nice round bridge shape. What most people don't know when it comes to art or making dynamic hands too is that our hands are like pretty rounded. Like there's like a tunnel. They're like cars that go under our hands, like a freaking bridge. They're not flat, you know, like that's when you're pressing stuff down and, you know, like when you're on the table and stuff like that. But the magic fingers, man, that's where that hot, what is it? Peanut oil comes into place. Just makes your animation taste great. And but yeah, I really love how they use their posing. They love using those dynamic foreground, background hand poses in order to really get your kicks off. All right, cool. So with that said, a lot of brand new characters. I think 3, and that's the X-Men team. So yeah, let's freaking take a look at that. Go back a little bit. Getting right into it. Yeah, the teaser was pretty kind of like pretty I don't know, I was about to say like we're pretty like kind of pale in comparison to what everything else is all about. Like just kind of having like this comic booky feel. Then all of a sudden we just cut into like Arc Systems' glorious festivities of dynamic work. It's just kind of like a big contrast of like, you know, very subtle, very still type art dynamics to like full blown, you know, rocks down your pants, like dynamic posing, which I'm all about. So let's see. Storm's the team leader. We've got that. Maria Note, she is back in the game, which I love. Storm's my boo. And yeah, again, like with the really, really nice lines that are happening with her finger poses. I think she's a class A example of what you can do with your fingers to get them very up front and center, like how you can utilize shapes, whether it comes like the curls, like having them not evened out so evenly. And as we notice too through here, we've got like some nice good action poses through here too. We hold on these hit frames a lot too. So this is like an arc staple, you know, like to kind of give that 2D to 3D blend. Animation kind of moves and it flows from A to B with the anticipation in hit poses, but also holds on some of these poses too, especially impact frames too, poor Spidey, in order to make you feel like you're hit and getting busted up so the player and the victim can read the damage, you know, everything is being communicated correctly, which I really always admire their gameplay animation too as well. Let's get into the good stuff, shall we?
Feel the power of Mother Earth.
Let's see. Here we go. One of Storm's, and I don't believe I ever did any kind of talk about these, any kind of talk about the what do I want to say? I don't think I've done any kind of like previous breakdown or any talk about ToKON in general, you know, or even my opinion on the game. I played it at Evo once upon a time, and it was fun. It was really cool. I thought the best thing about it was it felt like a very big tag fighter. It had hints of Marvel versus Capcom, which is kind of like everybody's favorite game to go play when it comes to, you know, tag fighters and whatnot. But also the big thing is that this is Arc Systems Works. They're known for basically a lot of pushing the animation style forward in games like Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, DBZ Fighters, and DNF Duel. Rest in peace, DNF Duel. I haven't forgotten about you. Love you. And now this new up and coming game with Marvel. We got ToKON too as well. So this is really fun stuff to go down and actually see what they can do with these characters and how can they branch off from making things a little bit more different than their previous games. So with that in case, let's see. Let's talk about, get some of my notes here. Cool. All right, let's look at Storm. Yeah, so like already right off the bat, summoning her lightning abilities. This looks like maybe like just like a special attack move, but already, man, you know, like we're cutting in like with a nice dynamic angle. Tilt camera. So classic Dutch tilt. We've got her low in frame, high and mighty. Everything's at an angle, which is really interesting because looking at that, kind of like what the connection frame is, going from one step to the next. As she comes down and attacks, you know, we switch from left to right. So player's attention goes from here. You know, you're seeing the big giant ball. She brings it down into frame. And then all of a sudden, our perspective changes in between those two. Storm jumps from one side to the next and to the over the shoulder. Feels good. I mean, like just like quick and simple pose. We've got some nice camera shank too. Like there, it's not your classic up, down, up, down. It's more have like maybe like a circle effect, kind of like a wobble effect, in order to make something kind of like feel distant and more kind of like stronger. You know, like you don't want to have your animation basically going from up down on like every single frame. So like frame 1, 2, 3, 4, up down. You want to spread it out a little bit too. So in this case, you know, you have more wavelengths, you know, in between every 2 frames. Probably gonna have to get like something a little bit different. But yeah, something kind of like that in between, like maybe 1 to 4 to 8, and then kind of drift it out a little bit. And also making sure that everything's not evened out on the playing field. You have like some up, down, a little bit more like a cardiogram. That's what makes like really, really good camera shake in that sense. Let me get like this back to kind of the good stuff that I was doing. What's up, Fish Bear? How you doing? Yeah, and then like badass kicking, kicks and punches, all in feeling good. But yeah, the classic arc style is like every hit that you see, we're holding on that pose for a longer bit of time. Come to think of it, this might be 30 frames a second. Most games do stretch out to 60 frames a second. In RS, we do that plenty of times. But looking at like how long we're holding on there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, pretty much like 10 to 11 is kind of the readability amount of frames when it comes to animation. Sometimes you see such quick animation, maybe like a combo goes da 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 da, and then when you watch stuff like that, you're not really noticing too much of the movements, but you are feeling some of the attacks, like you're feeling some of the impacts and some of the hits. And that's all by the motion of holding a frame out for 10 seconds, right? So you see these big poses, you see Storm with her awesome armpit pose. And then as she comes down, she has a striking pose. And these are held on for about 10 frames, usually from medium hits to heavy attacks. That way you can read them. This is like a Class A Arc System staple that they would utilize that many frames in order for you to read the attack and make sure that the victim is getting punished. And oh boy, howdy, do they know it, right? Cool. So Storm's kicking ass. Then Magique, she's coming in with the big swipes. Again, too, the long poses. We're really utilizing, those giant swipes throughout the frame too. It's interesting to see how she comes in and goes with these attacks, because like the cool thing about these swipes are like the big wind ups, and this is like classic arc tilting back and forth. You got like the big sonic boom bendies. So like the reverse D, D for D. I was about to say D for dumb, and then C shape for like when she comes back to here as well. Like C for shape for coming back in here as well. Like the big giant arcs that jump back and forth. Classic A pose through here too. But yeah, you hold on here for a very long time in order to indicate either tags or counters, so to speak. So these are probably more frames, probably like 30 or 20 type of speed. Like really fun stuff. Cool. So she comes in, starts hitting some swipes. Same thing over here too. Like if we look at that pose change. I love how the characters really lean into it too. Right now, she's not sitting on nothing, right? There's no chair in there to catch her ass when she's falling down, but we're holding into that anticipation pose till we get to that breakdown. A pose, you go from your leaning pose to your A pose, stabilize your weight. And then, they actually got a little bend on the sword. Interesting. So they actually are bending weapon props, which is good. And then, like, seriously, from here to here, that's your pose change. That's your big pose change in order to sell that hit impact. Hold, and then hold, push, hold again. So it's more kind of like a that effect, which is interesting. Arcs takes a look at that and basically wants to sell you on each part individually when it comes to hit, counter, release, like power flow, all that type of shit, which I think is really, really fun. But yeah, I'm really digging that. I love the angles too. They're not really keeping the camera toward the fight line. They're pushing into this, right? So this is kind of like what we call, some like to call it transition animation or environmental, animation. But this is Arc System staple as well too. You transition to another part of the level, and then you're basically breaking fight line camera. So this is pretty cool. I love how they're holding into this shot. We pull in, you're seeing that ramp cam. We're probably on there for about 20 frames or so to really sell impact. The energy is coming and going, right? So both characters are in kind of like the same arc, but you're feeling the energy, right? I learned this in Bardell when we were working on Ninja Turtles with Stephanie Youssef. She's taking about like the arc of the line of the energy. It goes in waves. So wherever these bends are, that's where the energy is going from, going from and coming from and going to. So yeah, pretty straight up, pretty straightforward. Yeah. Magic coming in with the sweet pose. Man, her hand is tiny. Does she have 4 fingers? What the fuck is going on over here? Yeah, that's I love the posing in here too, especially in the comic frame. I love how they're breaking the barriers too. It's very, very artistic. And yeah, man, like this right here. This. Oh, this is so nasty. Call a doctor, please. Call a doctor, Magic. Yeah, we need 911 up in here. Emergency. Yeah, this is this move is so bad it's gonna ruin my childhood. Period. This transition from telephoto lens, which is like a close-up squeeze of the character. Camera moves down in order to understand where the action is going from. When there's a lot of action that's happening between one act, like when there's a lot of movement happening between like one part of the body to another, and if the rest of the body's not moving, when you have this tight of a lens, it's always important to really, really sync up the camera movement with that action in order to kind of follow what the character is doing. So in this case, the camera is going past where we need to be, selling the sword coming through. And this is like a really kind of like tricky shot to move, because like what happens is she's switching her sword from left hand to right hand, and we're getting away with murder through here because as her sword's going out to the foreground, we're basically switching the direction and the shape to where we're focused on this badass gauntlet that she's got. Really, really nice, really nice shape language of magic, you know, as like, you know, our eyes are taking us around the screen. You know, we're looking here, we're looking at her face. This is coming around, looking at her face too. We're looking up at her face too. That's everything that we're seeing. And in this awesome transition too, like as she comes for like a sword swipe, the camera just kind of tilts down and comes back up again. But boy, howdy, man, this shit is unhinged, man. Like it's so attractive. You just got to respect it, right? Like even with that hand keeping in the foreground, we're pushed to a dynamic pose, right? Pushed perspective. We're still looking at her face. We've got these hard angles, side profile of her body. The energy is just coming down this way, man. I fucking love it. It's so nasty, dude. I mean, this play, I mean, it's so, it's so rich. It just paid my rent. Like seriously, this staple where she hits the ground coming in for that transition, it's all these nice telephoto squeezes that she has, you know. The sword is nice and far into the front ground. The handle isn't that big, but what we're doing is that we're pulling up the lens probably to like maybe like a 38 to 40. So that way everything feels flat and in frame so we can see her. Camera pulls back and then we just get we get greeted by these, I don't know, those demigorgon goblins, whatever they are, lava pieces. Nice movements and very, very well thought out posing too as well. And then comes the star of the show. We've got Wolverine coming in like Sonic the Hedgehog over here. I think they really broke the bank and gave him a budget of just like an orb that's coming in. Oh, I love how I'm like, dude, like tell me if these colors aren't meant to be like yellow and blue. Get the fuck out of here, man. Are we serious here? Come on now. Let me get that. Let me get it on this guy, because like these are the yellow and blue are the perfect colors to do drawovers with this guy. Let me tell you. But yeah, no, definitely. Fuck. I'm sorry about that. Get the green in here again. Cool, but yeah, definitely just coming in with a simplistic move. You know, like force perspective, dolly zoom, foreground. Trying to keep the character in this space as the camera is coming in, starting out where the energy is coming in like full frame to mid frame, then the camera changes attention to this victim and keeps everything center, right? Pulls in through here, you know, like we get like a good bit of impact. This camera's just going goo goo gaga, you know, for Cocoa Puffs. And then Wolverine comes out with his classic tornado claw too. Keep him in this pose, right? Which is very, very, it saves time on animation too. We keep him in this really cool pose. this nice spiral, and then we just utilize him in frame space, too, as he's coming in and out. I'm sorry about the quality. Quality sucks right now. But yeah, nice movement throughout the camera cut through here into close up squeeze, and then we ramp cam him down to where he just gets like a nice snarl inside of the close up through here too. Dude, it's so sick. Like the way that they go from this pose. Okay, so like obviously he's slashing down. They come through here, right? And then our attention comes to this pose right here, which is pretty dope. At first, I didn't know that he was actually kneeling into this pose, but I think like one thing that could have like helped it a little bit more is just by incorporating his head a little bit more into this pose. So like think of it as you will, like his devil horns are coming out more kind of like this way. You're seeing like the back of his neck. I think that would really help it out. I think like this pose probably would have benefited a little bit more better for him, like maybe facing more kind of like, I don't know, like I would say like maybe like this type of thing where your arms are like beefy going back through here. The back is like more here. You still got your leg doing this thing, but like we're more kind of like looking out that way. Your claws are in frame. This is my best drawing of Wolverine that I've got. It's like more of kind of like basically just taking Nico, yeah, like just like what Nico said, yeah, like just basically taking that line of action and directing it more towards where the impact of that character is, because right now it feels like he's a little bit off. Don't get me wrong, it's dynamic in a few places, but this arm being so foreshortened as he is kind of takes away from the rest of his silhouette that's going. And not to mention that his costume is adjusted just a little bit. I'm normally used to the Wolverine that's got like the hell bat wings on his boots too, but maybe that's a little too comic booky for them. The cool thing that I like about this is that they are trying to go back to the MVC Wolverine. I see what they're doing, especially in this pose right here. This is the Wolverine that I fucking love back in the 2D days, right? Specifically, they are not paying attention or obeying the rules of his claws, right? Wolverine's claws come out. They're super straight. They're super symmetric. They're all evenly spaced. They look like steel, which of course that they are. However, Wolverine in 2D instance obeys no rules. They're bendy. They're stretchy. They scale. I love it. And Arc is trying to tap into that, right? They're spreading the claws. They're like rotating them a little bit to frame to give that MVC Wolverine his justice that he deserves. I can't tell you, man, like this is like it. They're trying to whisper to me, trust me. And I am trusting you too. Let me take you down a little path of action that I want you guys to take a look at. If we go back to MVC, right? By the way, I highly recommend this website, Fighters Generation. It's really cool when documenting characters. Hey, Bullet Ant, what's up? Let's see. Wolvie, Logan. Yeah, it's so hot. It's hotter from my laptop. But yeah, this little guy right here too. So this is the Wolverine that we all know and love from MVC back in the 2D days, inspired by Jim Lee. The Capcom animators did this in 2D, but look at this. Look how nasty this is. Look at first of all, look at his blades, right? Look at his blades that he's working with through here. These suckers, even when they're doing their idle pose through here, see how bendy and just kind of overlappy that they are? They don't even look like they're connected to his wrist. And his little devil boots right here are flopping in the wind. He's all bent and shit like that. He's a short king. Look at him. Look how angry he looks. He's just a little stick of dynamite about ready to jump out at you, which I freaking love. They're trying to do that, right? They're trying to bring back this sense of MVC art. So like this is what made this character really fun, because you basically had like this little setup Did holy crap, his butt cheeks are coming around back of his package right there. I didn't even notice that. Enhance, close up. But yeah, the squash and stretch, right? So things that make this kind of game and this kind of art really special to me is because when you're doing 2Ds, you basically have no limitation, right? You can break out of constraints. You can break out of the principles. You can bend the principles. We don't notice this stuff, but we feel this stuff, right? This way, like especially this frame of action, look how long his claws come out, right? They're stretching. They're like twice the size of his torso, which is insane. But when we come back and dial it in a bit more, like that's what we're getting. We're getting kind of that shape change, that organic feel, that fluidity of the claws that we love, right? Within MVC. That's the kind of stuff that they're trying to gun for when it comes to this kind of Wolverine in 3D. Like these parts, especially when Wolverine's on the gas right here, as all you guys can see. This is what we call squash and stretching, right? So obviously there's a couple frames where the body's going to stretch and squash, come back and forth. This is just the part like where they're actually breaking they're breaking the model of the character a bit just to enhance his abilities, his strength, so to speak. But yeah, that kind of stuff where we're looking at how Wolverine is designed as well as moving through this, that's the kind of stuff that they're trying to capture in this animation, which I think is really, really cool. So if we kind of like look at how they're treating these claws, most importantly, like what they're trying to accomplish with these poses, I'm seeing how they're trying to push that into perspective, So like, I see you, Arc Systems, I see you. I'm attracted to this. That move, that this has main character energy. Like this is really spitting facts to me, right? It's so clean. It comes with a warranty. I see you, right? So here we go. Going through this, looking at how they're implementing these claw shapes, you can see between the crevices, right? They're going into the knuckles, right? They're actually not following or flowing outside of whatever the hell these little things are. I always saw this on Wolverine. I was like, what are they? Are they part of the glove? Did they come out of his knuckles? What is this kind of stuff? What are we doing this time? Oh, we're just doing like a ToKON review, kind of like an animation review. But I noticed this. I noticed how they're scaling this and pulling this sun out. Normally, this would be a no-no in game development, right? But, for somebody who does come from a 2D background and seeing how they're trying to keep true to kind of like the original NBC Wolverine, they're pushing it, which I respect. Can they scale them? No, they really can't. In game engines, scaled bones don't really play well with pushing from whatever they're animating in. I'm assuming it's Maya into game engine, and oddities kind of remain like normally those bone joints have to be stable in order for it to read well on the character. But rotation, and framing, that is going to be the ticket to order to sell how cool this character looks. But yeah, like definitely. Like coming out through here too, look how aggressive this is. Oh boy, man, it's so clean. It's like no notes, right? Like just like straight up, like this is the kind of stuff that they're like, fuck the physics outside. We're coming to get you, right? So really, really aggressive on the hands, the split blades through here too. I'm loving these poses that are getting into Wolverine. But then notice how we run into the limitations, right? So this is kind of one of his tornado claws, right? They're getting the posing right, and they're also saving the trouble of having to do too many breakdowns and too many bends by just keeping it in one pose and using this tornado attack, which is cool. This is an interesting one. This is new. I haven't seen him do this before. But yeah, coming into this this pose is really fun. I love how they get him into this anticipation frame. They don't really bend his legs too much, but they just try to get it to where the claws are just readable. And then he kind of does like this crazy, like upside down, and almost like think of it this way, Chad, from another perspective, almost kind of like from another angle. If he were to just put somebody who did like a shoryuken or like a punch or something like that, just to kind of like put that into perspective, that's what Wolverine's getting hit with, right? It can go either way, from an attack or from a reaction. You know, either way is fine, but it's so new. I really, really enjoy it. Blocking animation. He's got his Berserker Barrage over here too. This is kind of cool because like he does this little step, but then coming in through here, you're getting like this breakup in the arm, which kind of feels a little odd to me. But either way, it looks like maybe just like a medium hit or just a small follow-up. This kind of feels like more of like a grab move. Normally when I think of Wolverine, I think of like solid arms. He kind of has like L-shaped arms. Nothing's really broken up because like if you think about kind of how his bones work, I've always pictured that his forearms get stable with like the way that his fist and his forearms like have to like hold there in order for the claws to come out correct. Because if you think about it, if he did this, right, and then he activated his claws, wouldn't the claws just come out of his wrists and not really like come out at a 90-degree angle? That never made sense to me. But that's why he always got such big, beefy forearms. But this one feels just kind of a little lost in there. Like I think instead of like coming out there, maybe I would probably just drag that arm back a little bit more as he comes with the claws, you know, like just something that's a little bit more that connects to the shape of this energy that's coming forward. Just a small note, but oh boy, man, like the way that they're bending him, really twisting him, is showing me that they're doing their homework while pushing the limitations of the rig. I really wish I could see this without the effects too, but I really, really love stuff like this where they're pushing a pose for all it's worth. You know, they're really, really flexing and showing off like how boxed and how strong, how stable Wolverine is with a bunch of these movements, right? No, go back. I don't want to move on to the next character. I want to talk about Wolverine because what I think really makes Logan great, being so short and being so dynamic for what he can do, is like just like the shapes that you can get with him. So going back to like MVC, what we notice about this, just for example, let me see if I could find his tornado claw ability. Let's see. Here's one of them. There's another one. I'm surprised he's still got surprised this guy's like got even animated GIFs like from the TV show inside of him. There's no tornado claw? Okay, well, I think this is kind of close to one, maybe. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, so like cool thing about this is like, especially like when they're like looking at frame forward on the fight line, yeah, like you're looking at this character and just like look how much like they're bleeding into. Oh crap, I got to do another color here. I can't stand, like I love how I'm always on default yellow and I get a yellow character. It really screws up my flow. But I love how like they're really utilizing foreshortening shapes on him too, like minimizing his head, putting on top of his rib cage. But look how they're really pushing one shape in front of the other to really find that balance of that correct shape as he's going up and through. I think that really helps out too, like especially like how much they want to break and push this pose. Damn, he doesn't go all the way around. I wish they showed how much he goes around too, but just the fact that they can push these proportions and keep that shape and utilize these claws and bend them into the direction and keep that fine line going and flowing really sells everything about what makes this Wolverine fun. You know, like what makes him really, really good, how he flows through these poses and how it just blends together, and they can get away with murder with these smear frames too, right? And these effects that transition into the shapes too as well, like hard angles right through here, like he just looks like an arrow, which is great. It's a good combination of shapes. Like Wolverine's basically a square and a shit ton of triangles, right? Like as he's walking through, that makes him really deadly and really dangerous. One thing that I think is really, really helpful about 2D when it comes like with the transition is, let's see, because I played this in I played this in, what was it, Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Let me see, they do the same thing too, as they take lessons from MVC. Let's see, here we go. Where are we looking at? Schnick. Here we go. Wolvie, check this stuff out. This is that shit, guys. This is that shit. So if we look at Wolverine, The way that he's built through here, like look at that dynamic goodness, right? Like they're really pushing a pose for all it's worth, breaking it to the point where it's not quite off balance. You feel it stable, but utilizing every part of the shapes in order to make you feel that energy go from one place to the next, right? You can get away with murder with 2D Wolverine, right? Really pushing, and they got like a part at the end where he does this attack too. I think it was like Berserker Rage or something like that. Really pushing out like where the energy's coming from and going to. So again, like the C shape, right? He's using everything that he can with his arm to jab forward while his body posture is going back to really show off the energy that's just coming straight from his arms, right? And then looking into this too, one thing that I really like about this game is how they're really taking advantages of like what shapes they're putting him in, right? So like uppercut, which is here. This is a classic one of him falling down, right? He's got like that vulture pose, like straight up arrows coming down. So you're literally feeling the energy of him falling down, right? Coming back down like through that sense while still displaying those claws. And one of my personal favorites, which is great, is this one, is his charging strike. Look at that. Row, row. Love it. Like, and it just like straight up, they don't even need to do the anticipation. You don't even need to see the hit pose. They're basically putting them in a strong A pose, which is kind of like a rhombus, right? So you can feel that energy and just letting the effects do the work for them. So like already you can see like, yeah, this is him roaring, but then utilizing these shapes in order to get that swipe feeling crisp, and that's why I really dig about this one too, and especially how much they're pushing. Like, look how big they're making his mouth. Like his eyes don't even exist. His whole head is just a giant mouth that's opening. And they're really like, like they're working on their curves. You got your tilts, you got your twist. His chest is going this way. His hips are going that way. His feet are like not like perfectly towards screen, but then again, they're really displaying and pushing those blades out in order to really emphasize the strength of Wolverine. Because let's face it, there is no Wolverine without his claws, right? His claws are mainstay staple type of stuff. And that breaking down into this, you're starting to see how they're trying to implement that into this character, right? This character reveal. Because the big thing is like, especially, let me get out of here. Do this. Okay, there we go. Because the big thing is they're really trying to push to emphasize those claws and how offset and built towards camera that they can be. But the problem is that because they're so limited to what they can do with Wolverine in general, how can they squash, stretch, push, and morph him? That's what's not quite selling that 2D effect that Arc Systems is known for, right? Can't wait for this game. I know, me too, man. This game is going to be amazing. And then we go to the newest member of the bunch. What is it? Danger. So this one's interesting. I don't know anything about this character. I consider myself to be an X-Men expert. Get it? But this character I have not seen, do not know. Danger, I'm hearing something like she's the Danger Room incarnate. She actually looks like Echo from Overwatch. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw her. So apparently like she can metamorphosize into a bunch of shit. But yeah, she definitely strikes me as Fifth Element type of vibes too. But talk about the close-ups. Interesting that they chose to do close-ups like this. Like this is kind of interesting. Her pattern. I don't know if this is an intro or not. Maybe if there's more something like with the top of her head, like this is striking. The shoulder doesn't really appeal too much. But the way that she comes into this frame, this is hot butter, man. This is hot butter on a bald head too. Just the way that the arm is bending, moving the camera ever so slightly, but really utilizing that direction change, that rotation, the way that the arms are flowing as well as the recoil. They cheat, of course, because like within one frame, she's blasting off into space like Team Rocket. And again, with another telephoto lens, she comes up. it's really interesting to see how they do these extreme close-ups, because I notice when a lot of these attacks come into play, Arc Systems lets the character exit frame before they catch up with the camera. So the character will get out of frame and then the camera will catch up, which is interesting because normally you would follow the head on extreme close-ups, but they don't. They change it up just a little bit. Too much brightness for me. She's like, so her combo attack, she's got like a lot of, again, the effects are pretty crazy. But yeah, she's got a lot of very, still like very, very cool extreme poses right here, like an iron cross pose through here, pretty symmetrical. Another knee attack too, pretty symmetrical here too. They're not skipping out on the hand poses as well, but this is crazy. Yeah. Like, dude, this kick itself, I'm pretty sure I've seen somebody deliver a baseball pitch in Japan like this, which is nuts. So this is a launcher, right? Really, really cool usage of kind of like how we're taking the character up in the air. Before it would just take the character up, the camera would follow. But now it's a transition animation to where you're getting 10 frame holds on just this. Camera pulls out a little bit, and then we launch up to meet the character or the victim up in the air with them too. She's got a couple of shots too, Mega Man poses. This is interesting. Like, look how much they go from clickety click. That one's held a little too long. I don't know about this frame. Like everything else, like when it comes to battle attacks, holding frames works. But this little 5 frame, I don't know, turning visibility on and then attack is kind of odd to me. But again, maybe this is just maybe it's just like a small preview. They haven't done any polishing on her yet. But the way that she comes out into this pose is pretty stellar. And this, good Lord, man, like fix one bug, create another bug, right? Like, just like, can we make it a little bit bigger? First of all, the dynamic posing for this, I love, again, just like the Storm pose, instead of going from the left side, we're going for the right side, right? And if it's like vice versa, you know, you can do this from the left or the right. And the important thing, guys, is to remember, being into fighting games, when you're utilizing these special attacks and you're framing everything correctly and you're working on the character and the camera, you need to be looking at it from both angles, like a mirror, right? So like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken, all the supers, they get mirrored, right? So when you're watching these and when you're animating these on your personal project, you need to be looking at them from both angles too. You know how they say one of the techniques to see a bad drawing is just looking at it through the mirror? That's also true with animation. And you'll find a lot more problems and bugs with it too if you look at it flip-flop, crossed up and crossed up. So this is a perfect example of that, because how do you fit this giant ass prop into a shot? Well, you pull it out, you tilt the camera up, and you pull down the focal length just a tad bit more, because this is a dolly zoom, right? Or not a dolly zoom, but a dolly camera, where you're pushing down the lens and pushing the camera forward in order to keep all of this perfect color. Again, by the way, I love how I'm like picking my colors out today, chat. This is amazing. To get inside the frame too as well. This is kind of interesting too. Like normally, look how they're doing this camera cut. They're not even pulling the camera back in, but they're almost like getting to her in a pose that fits this movement that she's doing. And they cut out of this giant establishing shot, which is really, really clever. You know, I wouldn't have thought about that too. But yeah, I love how, even though that is a huge fucking prop, they're trying to make use of the screen space, right? We're trying to encapsulate her pose, her face. And I think it's pretty clever, because when you have something that big, you're basically putting it in the background in order to kind of emphasize her profile, right? Like emphasize like her face and kind of like paint like a portrait behind her, which is really, really clever. And in this part, again, they go outside of frame, you follow the arm just a little bit, and then use some kind of like smear, swipe, you know, light effect in order to transition to the next frame. Cool. So again, we've got like the dynamic hands again, chat. Again, guys, this is like top staple Arc Systems. hand animation, which is the grease. That is the grease that gets the gears going. And it gets me smiling too, because, again, right, this move, can ruin somebody's childhood. It's like the absolute beast when it comes to like good handwork and good posing, right? It's all hands. That's what this game should be called. Oops, all hands, right? This is the kind of stuff that makes me happy when they have good hand posing, right? This is hotter than a laptop running Maya and Chrome at the same time. Seriously. Coming into this, right? So we got Aurora here, with the beastly storm pose. And then, of course, this is the interesting one. Like, I've seen ToKON do this a bunch of times, and I'm really, really liking it because it's putting all the team into retrospect in a telephoto lens, and they're all doing the same animation, mind you. They're just like in different parts of Z-plane. And it's really, really clever that the way that they've got them on display. The only thing that I don't like about ToKON is it takes about 5 minutes for the character intros to get underway, and to get into the game, which I'm sure that a lot of people are going to be skipping, by the way, Yeah, I know. My brain's so hot. It's emotionally recovering right now. But this, guys, this is main character energy, right? This is so hot. I'm emotionally trying to recover from this, right? This is that butter right here. This is the butter that we're looking for. Besides all the effects that are just like, I wish I could turn this. I wish I could. This shine, this drip is so hot with this game. I wish it had a dark mode, right? But the way that they're getting from these crash zooms to these telephoto lenses with the hands in the foreground feels so good. And notice they're not really animating too much. They're not really keeping alive too much. They're letting the effects do all the hard work. But brother, like how they're getting these fingers and these poses inside this frame. Oh man, like this has the trust whispered to me all over in it, man. This is that shit, right? This is that shit. Like I can tell you, like this is going to be something special. But again, it's Arc System. They're the king when it comes to this kind of cutscene animation. This right here too, the way that it's composited and the way that we are displaying how these characters come in and their anticipation pose to their attacks, utilizing every part of this frame. They're not really moving the camera too much, but they're letting some of the character movement do all the work for them, right? And again, before impact, usually it's like a swipe or like some sweet effect in order to kind of show you like the transition between one attack to the next. She transforms into some kind of like crazy fire chick. Oh boy, howdy, dangerous snow plowing down the road in her giant drill machine. This looks like some shit out of From Software meets like the Technodrome drill machine from Ninja Turtles. Bro, this is molten. It's like this animation is so illegal on so many levels. It should be banned in 35 states. I got to tell you, man, like the way that they're moving these guys through cameras and the way that they're getting up on these crash zooms to like emote special attacks too, is certified heat. Like I'm swear, my screen is on fire right now just touching this shit. Ow, yay. It's so unfair, right? I got to call the police when I'm watching this. Like I don't feel safe, man, but in the best way possible. They get out on these movements. And then again, like, look, and they're like, again, class 101 for Marvel versus Capcom. They're taking the lessons that we talked about earlier, right? The smears, the doublings, right? The double frames, like look, Logan grew like 10 arms that is attacking somebody. This is a Berserker Rage, and they're pushing that line of action, right? They're really, really getting in there and just making a spectacle of these close-up frames, dude. Like, shit, Aurora. Damn, HR needs to see this. Brother, like, I know, again, I wish I could take this down on dark mode, but dude, like the way that they hold these poses and then emphasize off of impact. It's like the classic phrase, less is more. Man, this is a whole lot more than we need, because the simple rules of three, your character's in a pose, her hair and her dress is going crazy, get a little screen shake. We get into that nice impact frame, and just let the game do the talking after that, you know. But yeah, ToKON is really bringing the goods, and I'm really excited for it. But again, guys, you know, this is just me kind of analyzing and breaking it down one step at a time. The way that the game is supposed to be a spectacle. But again, like, most people won't even see or notice this shit. You know, they just want to damage. They want to be a boss. They want to own, you know, they want to body other people and don't leave any crumbs left, right? That's ego, that's chef ego, right? And I get it, I totally get it. But what really excites me is just the whole fact that Arc Systems has got a hold of these characters. They have limitations, but yet they're trying to push it to the style that they're known for. And they're trying to see like how far they can really find that fine line of making it feel more like their own and less like MVC, which we all hold that game to a higher standard than thou. But this is a fresh, clean install, and oddly enough, these are all the X-Men characters that we're getting. I mean, look at all these cool background characters, right? Got Colossus over here. You got Beast. You got Professor X. He's a fighter too. Not many people know he's a fighter. You know, we got Iceman in the background. Angel's there. My boy Gambito and Rogue in the back chilling. You know, they're back there somewhere. Yeah. Remy's getting handsy with Rogue. You know, like he should. But dog, I mean, having them be all the X-Men and me not even knowing who one of them is, it's kind of a letdown. I mean, but that's, again, my own personal take. I'm here just to critique the animation, not who's in the game. And it's Arc Systems, baby. You know, we've got nothing to fear. Like the drip is there. You know, we just need to bring an umbrella, man, because they're raining down hard when it comes to these poses and these animations. There's a lot to learn when it comes to like frame by framing this stuff too. But I think like the big thing is like really thinking like the stylization, right? There's not many strong smear frames, only just with a couple of parts. There's a lot of exaggeration when it comes to posing. But there's holds on sharp key poses, right? So the animation quality can only be as clean as it can through the limitations that the game may provide. And knowing Arc Systems works, you know, like they're not heavy on motion blur. This game doesn't really have any of that. They don't have film grain. Like they have more of like a movie style look to things, but they have crisp visuals, right? Fighting games, combat, action, stylized combat. And they're just like they keep pushing this style forward when it comes to that 2D 3D hybrid that we all know and love. And for that, I applaud them for it too. Arc Systems, I love you. Mwah. Yeah, take care and keep pushing this medium. I think what's exciting about this is that we're seeing these characters being built into a style of what Arc is great about. You know, like Arc is doing this with DBZ, right? They're known for like their Guilty Gear, their Blaze Blue, DNF Duel, rest in peace, DNF Duel. I'll never forget you. And also Grand Blue too as well. They got like a lot of anime shit, you know, which is awesome. But now, since they've got their hands on Marvel characters, we're seeing this for the first time being implemented into their style. And readability is always king. I always say that when it comes to fighting games. You know, startup, active frames, recovery, counter hit movements, traditional motion blur can only get away with so much of that. But when it comes to fighting games, you know, their 2D enforced 3D style is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to readability and what makes great posing. What makes like the greatest of posing is always the squeeze when it comes to selling great cinematic dynamic camera work. And I think this just reads up in spades too. What I would like to see is just a little bit more variety and what they're doing with their camera work. Because right now, I can kind of read between the lines of how they're starting and how they're finishing, right? The tilt cam, that's changing direction. Same thing with danger over here too. Like where was it at? Like too, like here, like the tilt cam, the change in direction. You know, they have like a nice established shot, a swipe, like a close-up swipe, and then it goes on to the next attack too. And you start to see that kind of recycling animation happening, especially between all the characters, because that's what usually happens in fighting games or games in general. You have limitations, you have to work within those limitations. So I'm hoping the characters that come after this, we're going to have a little bit more breakup, a little bit more unique and dynamic flavor to these, and not kind of like rinse and repeat of the same attacks that we're noticing in order to make these characters unique. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that, guys. So this is my full frame execute. So yeah, that was my spiel on ToKON. So if you guys like that, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate that. Help my channel get to 2,000 subscribers, guys. I don't understand it. There's other animators out there that have like 5 or 6 videos and they're already up to 10,000. Your boy out here is putting in work. I got about 100 videos. Please, I'm just asking for 2,000 subscribers. Please help me out. If not, that's totally cool too. I'll still keep spamming animation videos in your face, whether you like it or not. But again, this is Brad for Show. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Peace. All right, I'm out. All right, guys. Thanks. I'm sorry I didn't read the chat, but you know how I do. I got to make short-term content, you know, for the attention challenged folks out there on the internet. You know, I gotta provide that goldfish drip. So see you. I ain't going nowhere, Bullet. That's just for my YouTube folk. The work's just about to begin. But yeah, we're out. We're out on the Anim Breakdown. That shit was fun. And I'm out of breath. How's my YouTube tag still going? Hey Vec, hello. You just missed the Animation Breakdown. Man, I tried starting the stream a little bit earlier to see if I'd get a little bit more folks, but man, you guys come out a little bit later. I guess as all good animators should do. Like, we all come out at night, right? We're all night owls. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm already covering my face up. Ah. Let's get the new chill frame up. All right, let me sit down, chat. I'm unk. I'm getting old, man. I can't stand up forever. Yeah, ToKON's gonna be peanut oil, man. I want to deep fry everything in that game. I just want to eat it. I want to eat it up. True. Let's decide. What's up, Prima? Prima Crema. I like that name. It's a cool name. But yeah, it's like I look at stuff like that, and I think on the side, what am I doing? What am I doing? You know, like what am I doing? I used to think that way when I was in Overwatch. I'm like, what are we doing? You know, I would go up to Jeff Kaplan like, what are you doing? You know, I ruffled a lot of feathers on that team. I can't deny that. But I think is like we live in a day and age where it's just like, stop asking for permission, just fucking do it, you know? You never seen Danger before? Neither have I, Will. Like, that character is brand spanking new. I saw her on the trailer and I'm like, oh, that's Echo from Overwatch. Don't have a clue who this is, but I guess that's kind of like what the new Marvel wave of video games is happening. You know, they're purposely choosing the weird characters or the unknown characters because shit, it's like you've got 51 flavors of characters in this universe, and you're like literally like scraping the bottom of that frost barrel and saying like, let's get them out there. You know, we got to make more. We got to make more folks aware of these characters, and I don't blame them. You know, I mean, Rivals is Rivals is doing work right now. Overwatch got scared and started doing more work now. Thankfully, you know, it took them 8 years to listen to me when I said you don't need a 2, you know, so they did it thinking that they made the right decision, you know, better late than never, I guess. And now ToKON's coming in and the new messiah of the fighting games, right? I mean, everybody predicted 2XKO was going to be that, and then ToKON came on the scene and people turned coat really quick, right? I mean, such is the gamer world, right? I can literally pay a gamer $1,000 to say something good about our game, and they'll still take the money and run, you know? It's a dog-eat-dog world we got out here, folks. Dangers and sheer AI in the danger room. Yeah, comics lore. No kidding. I mean, don't get me wrong. She looks like a great character. I mean, like, I love the metamorphosis stuff. Like, I like how she's making a drill and shit like that. That giant ass drill. It looks awesome. I mean, and it totally makes sense, right? The danger world. I mean, the danger room incarnate, manifesting into a robot. That's a great idea. You know, never would have thought of that. But yeah, that animation is certified heat. I mean, let's be real though. All Arc System animations is, you know, certifiably, it's filthy good. If I feel like I get violated in the good way, because I'm like thinking, once I kind of think I know something, they just come out with some shit and then totally like take me back to school. You know, it's like, bro, you're getting held back a grade. All right, just sit down, little man. You know, let us Unk show you how to do it. Right? It's like, the kid Omega shows up, he'll be my fan fave. Yeah. I was hoping for Gambit to be in there, but Gambit's just like, you know, he's massive drip. There'll probably be DLC. You know. Did you use reference for this shot? Just a little bit. Oh, you talking about my turtle shot? Yeah. Now, like, let me. Sorry, chat. Let me steal your attention away from great animation, and let me show you like subpar animation that just gets a passing grade. So yeah, sorry for the temperature change. It's 6 a.m. for me. Good morning. Hope you didn't stay up too late. Go get yourself a bacon, egg, and cheese, Avik. That's like my go-to comfort breakfast food: bacon, egg, and cheese. Man, can't go wrong with that. But yeah, I used just like a small bit of reference for like some of these connecting attacks. The biggest thing where I had a timeout was the part where he's like sword swapping with these two guys. So like this shit right here. Like you can make a GIF out of this, right? Wait. Let me find the center point. Let me see. There we go. Right here. Yeah. It's like, this is what I feel like working as a supervising animator. I'm dealing with all bunch of shit left and right. So it's kind of fun, right? Okay, now what's the hotkey to undo this kind of stuff? Yeah, I just come up with it in my head. I storyboarded it in my head and just kind of rough it out. And the biggest thing is just the timing issues, you know? That's kind of the big thing. Oh yeah, Smile, I see you up in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the subscribe. I love you. Mwah. I love subs. I love the tuna melts and the turkey bravos. And I'm just kidding. It's a small dumb joke that I've oversold. Hey Brad, how do I get XP? Experience? How do you get experience? Like what exactly are you trying to get experience in? Like when I see XP, I think of Final Fantasy. Just grind, man. Grind FF game. Thank you. You're welcome, Nico. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Tell your friends. Tell your friends Bradford Show's coming back and he ain't shutting up this time. Did I work on Overwatch? Yes, I used to work on Overwatch. I worked on Overwatch 2 before it became a blip. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see my sword in the background. I get like Blizzard gives you weapons for your years of service. They actually give you certified legal weapons. I think like 15 years they give you like a helmet of Sauron, 20 years they give you a shield, and like 30 years, if you're there that long, they just give you like the company, like you become the president. But knowing Microsoft, I'm pretty sure that they don't give away that anymore. I was there in the dark ages. Am I doing Blender tonight? No, but I do want to get on Blender train. I want to get on that Blender train so bad after I messed around with that rogue rig. But you know, I'm like a dark dog chasing cars, man. I gotta catch this one first or chase a new one. What's my favorite movie? Spider-Man? Did you just answer that for me, Bullet Ant? What's your favorite movie? Spider-Man? What's my favorite Spider-Man movie? Favorite Spider-Man movie? Yikes. I've always liked the Tobey Maguire ones. I don't know. I think I have to hold on that answer because I haven't seen every one of them. At least I don't think I have. I don't think I've like seen the recent ones. Wasn't there one with like Mysterio or something in it? How to be a good animator with how to be good animator without rely on team lead. Oh, without rely on team lead. Start animating. Just start animating. Start animating. Watch tutorials on how to animate. Sign up for an online one-on-one, whether that be with a teacher or a lecturer, or join a community and just start throwing up animations and be very sincere. Don't just be like, hey guys, tell me what's wrong with this, or hey, give me notes. Just be like, hey guys, I'm doing this, having trouble with that. Tell me what you think of this. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated. Be very specific about what you want feedback on, and you might get more help than just saying, tell me what you think. Because most people, like, you know, everybody will just say, looks great, looks good, good, it's good. No notes, looks great, fine, you know. And I mean, for self-flattery, even though I like it, it's like, that's fine, but building, you know, your skill up to that level, it's not fine. So you need to either try to get that mentor or try to get other people to see and critique your animation in order to grow and get better. So like, don't get me wrong, guys, what you see here, what I'm doing here right now, this is not just me saying, oh, I animated this, we're good to go. No, like I have like a group of knit people that I'm showing this shit to and be like, tell me what you think, you know, like what am I not seeing, you know? So it's always good to have a tight knit, or like I call a wolf pack, you know, or a lion's den. I don't know. I think wolf pack's cooler, but it's like just like a do or die brood that will just like tell it to you straight. Like, this is what you can do to get it better, you know. Grant Abbott is a great wet feet for Blender. Yeah, I would think so. Oh yeah, this one. Let's see. I'll show it to you. Actually, fuck, I'll just show it to you right here. I was doing this on Twitter with your boy. I think that is him. Greg. I can't believe I'm opening up Blender on my stream. I promised myself I wouldn't. You can tell I just can't say no. I can't even pronounce his name, but yeah, like what you said, I think you're on to something. Perfect place for you. Grant Abbott. Yeah, I think it's Asperberg, but yeah, I was working on this one. I posted it on Twitter to the rigger. He shared it. Now we follow each other. But yeah, I was really digging this. So this is Rogue right now. So this is by Gutenberg. Afrotron was in the chat earlier telling me about this one. This is a free rig. I don't have the link, but yeah, if you check this guy's Patreon, he has the link to this free Rogue rig. I brought it into Blender. I made her into a fighting pose because I can't stand Rogue standing up. So I made her flying. And now I'm like, I think I found my new animation that I want to do later down the road. I want to do like a fight combo with her. I love Rogue's design and Rivals. I just can't stand how her hair is not crazy punk wild like this is. So I did it myself. I was like, this is my Rogue, punk wild Rogue, and she's gonna kick ass. I'm trying to think who should I beat her? Like who should get beaten up by her? Am I annoying you? No, you're not annoying me, Ant. No, I just like I got to think about your Spider-Man question. Okay, see you later, Bullet Ant. Thanks for stopping by. Dude, with the kind of group, choose wisely. Bad apples with fuck everything. Oh, you mean like animators? I mean, well, yeah, that's just friends in general. I mean, that's the whole part of living life. Like you got to choose your circle wisely. Say no more. I'm like so lost in the chat. Sorry, like I got confused. I was doing one thing and then doing another thing. No, the perfect place for you. Where's the Discord link at, Brad? Oh, okay, yeah, the Discord community. My bad. See, this is why I need modders, man. I can't like keep tabs of this shit and like start like telling you guys secrets and stuff. Dude, that coat is so tight on her. Should not also blend with her hair. Shading feels rushed. Yeah. Yeah, I got my own thoughts on it. I did a review of Rogue. I got it up on my YouTube channel. But it's so crazy. It's so crazy to see, now that we've looked at ToKON, it's so crazy to see the change in quality when it comes to Arc versus NetEase animation. NetEase has got some great gameplay stuff, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to like their choices of camera work and cutscenes, they fall a little flat, you know? But Arcs is like the king of that shit right now. They got a thing going on. For this shot, you use twos on animations. Some. I started with blocking, and then I was like, nah. Let me spline a couple, but some hold in twos. Like some work better in twos. Like this around here, like this spin part, this is in twos. So I'm working that in twos, and then other parts are kind of like splined a little bit. So I'm kind of experimenting now that I'm in polish mode of like what poses do I need to push and what do I need to keep in twos. So I love Rogue. She has been my fave since a baby. I don't know, I gave her. Oh yeah. I talked about Rogue and I love her. Like she was one of my early cartoon crushes. I loved her and Storm. Like her and Storm, they were like perfect pair. Not like pair, but just like the coolest female heroine superheroes. Because I'm more of an X-Men person. I'm not like a Marvel bro. I don't Marvel too much. But X-Men's my shit. I can talk about X-Men all day long. Cool, thank you, Nico. Welcome to the group. Show Nico some love, chat, if you guys are in the Discord. I'm sorry, my Discord is cooked right now. It's air fried because I'm trying to get things moving again. Yeah, please help yourself. X-Men 97 was so good. You ain't not lying. Girl, you ain't lying. I can't wait for season 2. 97 was peak storytelling for sure. And it's like, it's funny how they go from feature film movies to hit and a miss. There was a few hits on the movies, but like once you go back to the comics, like the genuine comic stories, and animate that stuff, bro, that's all you need, man. The thing I loved about the original X-Men TV show was everything was so out of sync. It was like previously on X-Men, we went to another dimension. Now we're in the Savage Land. Professor X is locked in a time portal somewhere. Logan's, crying over Jean Grey, and Jubilee's got kidnapped. Like, where the fuck are we going with this? And it was just like, what are we doing? And then it would all the confusion would just deplete when that intro came on. You were like, oh yeah. Like, that's how good the intro was. That was the peakest cartoon intro in the world. It was so peak that they didn't change a damn thing. Like, when 97 came out, they were like, we're not going to top this. We know it. So let's just remix it a little bit and keep everything the way it was. Yeah, they missed Rogue with every movie. I agree. That's when we were talking. We had a stream when we were talking about if they make a new X-Men movie or if they're bringing the X-Men to the new Avengers, who needs to be there, like who we need to see. And it's like a new Storm and a new Rogue would be like, yeah, would be king. We need Beast in there too. We need like the Beast. We need a good Hank McCoy for sure. And I would love to see a good Iceman and or Morph. Those would be a nice, good addition somehow in that MCU. That was your first ringtone? Sweet. I'm not lighting up the roided up Rogue. Is she roided up? Rogue's on the gas. I mean, oh, you're talking about that. You're probably talking about that Savage Land Rogue. I mean, hey, that's how NetEase gets their money, honey. They gotta get the thirst trap going. I've got no complaints. Jubilee was my X-Men crush. Don't know why. Will, dude, check this out. Let me show you guys something. Look, I'm not hating on Jubilee. I love her as a character because she was all of us growing up. She was the one that wanted to be an X-Men so bad, but she was always treated like a kid. But look at this shit. Hang on a second. Oh yeah. Look at this shit. Bruh. That's fucking 4th of July, New Year's, and hot sex. That is awesome, man. Like, I seriously don't collect statues, but I'm looking at that like, bro, I might need to pull the trigger on this. That's hot, man. I already got the Gambit one. Let's see, which one did I get? I got my Gambit in the background. Yeah, I bought this one. I love this one. I'm trying to think if I should buy a Rogue too. That's like 97. She looks kind of a little weird. Like the face looks kind of a little strange, but pose is not bad. Is that safe? Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous, man, but dude, take my money. I don't say that about a lot of things, but dude, like, that is fire, man. Like, if they make Jubilee half as cool as this statue, man, I think we could all rejoice again. We could all smile again. I'm curious what they're going to do in season 2, though, man, because they offed my boys so quick, and I can't even complain because that was probably the best damn episode 97 had. But they're probably gonna take them into Apocalypse Secret Wars. We'll see. I don't want to get spoiled too much, but I'm really looking forward to it. $1,000, yeah, pretty much. I think honestly, I think that might just be pre-purchase without taxes, and you're probably still gonna have to pay the rest. Cyclops and Jubilee make you play rivals. Yeah, I think Cyclops and Jubilee would be great in Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I've already did animation of Gambit for that game, and I posted it to high hell. I know I've got tributes attention, but I don't want to keep bugging them with it. I made a sucker post. I said, if you want him in your game, contact me and I'll do it for free. You know, just to ruffle some feathers. Well, no, not to ruffle some feathers, but just to get people noticing. But they probably got a X-Men DLC patch coming up soon. But we'll see. Gambit needs to be in the beat 'em up. I'll take Jubilee too, but I know everybody wants Psych. I get it. Psych's fan favorite. I get it. Like, I grew up, Cyclops was my favorite, and then, like, you know, growing up more, I was like, you got to root for the home team. So, you know, Gambit was my boy. Gambit and Rogue are like my first power couple that I was like, these two. No, actually, I take that back. My first power couple was Tommy and Kimberly from Power Rangers. And then Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth from wrestling. Most people with Han Solo and Leia. I get it. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. Sorry. Yeah, rest in peace, JFD. Dude, Gambit was beat perfect in Rivals. I know I did as soon as he came out, I did a anim breakdown of his trailer too. Tommy and Kim, hell yeah, Tommy and Kim for life. The OG Power Rangers, man, holy hell! Like, does that? I've debated whether I wanted to make a giant fight scene out of Ninja Turtles, what I'm doing right now, and or Power Rangers, but there's no rigs. There's no 3D rigs for Power Rangers, and I'm so pissed. There needs to be rigs for Power Rangers, and I'll fucking do it. I'll do it. I saw Sarp actually had some, and I was insanely jealous. What's up, gamer? Yo, Hawk Girl and Green Lantern. Yeah, yeah. Oh, now we're talking DC. Yeah, yeah. DC, there was that triangle between Soup, Wonder Woman, and Batman, which I thought was hilarious. Not a fan of love triangles, but hell, they make for great storylines, right? I think like the craziest love triangle was Hulk Hogan and Macho Man with Miss Elizabeth. You got lust in your eyes, Hogan. I love it. Dude, if like, I don't know if you guys like professional wrestling, but if you watch Macho Man cutting a promo on Hulk Hogan after WrestleMania 5, where he was like, he put Miss Elizabeth on his shoulders, it's one of the funniest fucking promos, because he's saying the most funniest shit, but in the toughest voice ever. Bro, I'm gonna send you a link when I see. Yeah, do. About the Power Ranger stuff, definitely tag me. Put up the bat signal, I'll be there. But yeah, like, dude, like those rigs are just itching to be animated. Like, make a Megazord, make a Dragon Zord, you know, make some putties, you know, make a Rita Repulsive, make a Goldar, dude. Like, that shit is just itching to get this fever, you know. Oh, thanks, Jordan. Appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you. What is this? We'll just drop the bomb in my chat. Oh yeah, Chow. Yeah. That dude's a maniac. That dude's a beast. Yeah, I still need to email him. It's been a while. Power Rangers ish. Oh yeah, yeah, with the colors. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's got some. He's got an amazing. He has an amazing dummy rig that I've been picking his brain about because I'm trying to do a course too, and I want just like a really good, like perfect fit dummy rig that can squash, stretch, you know, do all dynamic shit. But he doesn't want to let me in on it yet. But I got a couple of people who I'm kind of talking to about that. Yeah, I love all his updates, man. He gets it. Yeah, he doesn't he have a Facebook group that's called Kick-Ass Animation or Animation Ass? No, not Ass Animation. That's another group. Like Kick-Ass Animation. Scorpina was my personal fave. Scorpina. Oh, okay. We're talking Power Rangers. Okay, yeah. Scorpion. Jeez, yeah. I forgot. Damn, I forgot about that character. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, Scorpina. Wasn't she like Goldar's like side chick or something like that? Yeah. I remember this one. Scorpina. Yeah, look at that. Match made in heaven right there. Look at Goldar, man. It's like, yeah. It's like, oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, my eyes will be out of my head too, man. I'd be like, ugh. Dude, you gotta love that. You gotta love that TV show. Like most people don't get, like that was like 3 TV shows in one, which made it so exciting. A typical Power Ranger season 1 episode. Most people don't understand why that show was so great. I'll tell you, it was three TV shows in one. Straight up. Power Rangers episode would start off as Saved by the Bell, right? Saved by the Bell, teen drama in a high school, trying to get along together. Throw a little bit of martial arts in there, you know, we had to go. Second half of the episode, like just straight up martial arts combat. Threats happening, Rangers deployed, they're out of their costumes, right? Start doing some kung fu, fight choreography, morphin' time. Choreography gets a little hotter. You get some sweet ass toys. And all of a sudden it ends with make my monster grow, kaiju battle, and all of a sudden you got fucking Godzilla fighting, man. So it's like Saved by the Bell, Kung Fu Hustle, and Godzilla all in one episode, man. That's what made it so amazing. It worked every time. Like the formula just needed, like they just needed more monsters. That was all they needed. Just keep giving me more monsters, man. She was lit, right? Lucky dog, I know, right? Goldar was lucky, man. I was always wanting the Rangers to like kill him. I was like, get that son of a bitch, you know? But that dude was just too cool for school, man. He was like the smartest monster, man. He knew when to bail out, you know? He knew when to take advantage and he knew when to bail. Yeah, like straight up, man. Like those Power Ranger rigs, man. We need those rigs. Hopefully that's going to be like a new project. Somebody will listen to this and be like, gotcha. Let's grab this. Grab this. Yeah, I need to get that video out early. Did you miss the anime breakdown? Yeah. But go ahead and rewatch it on my Twitch. I'll try to get it on YouTube is like by this week, hopefully. The Super Sentai version was different. Yeah. Super Sentai version. What is that? Percent that version? Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys got to be patient with me, chat. Like, I'm the kind of guy that enjoyed the season 1 of everything that you hold dear in your life, and then when new iterations of that came out, new redos, revamps, reversions, like I don't know anything about it. Like Power Rangers season 1, I got up to Zeo, fell off the map. WWE Attitude Era, after it broke out, fell off the map. Same thing with wrestling, same thing with like TV shows. Pokemon 150, I know the original 150, after that fell off the map. You know, like I stick with something on their first run, and then I don't kind of stay with it, you know. After that. But it's cool to know that my chat like loves the same shit that I did. Like I can gawk at that. When Rangers came on Netflix, man, I was just binge watching that as I was animating. I was like so happy. Did I see the movie? Yes, I saw the first movie. I still remember that first movie. Ivan Ooze. Yeah, I remember that. They actually had on SNES, I had a Power Rangers fighter game. It was called like Battle Circuit. No. Was it called Battle Circuit? Hang on a second. And it had Ooze in there. I played it on stream one time. No, it's not Battle Circuit. What is it? The Fighting Edition. Okay, it's just called Fighting Edition. Yeah, that's a fun game. I'd recommend that. Yo, what's up, Face? Nothing, man. Just trying to be like you, man. Trying to get my numbers up, man. Trying to get my presence out there. This is going, dude. It's not easy bake oven, that's for sure. This is more like at this point in time, my project, man. I'm literally trying to deep fry this. You know, I'm trying to get this into the cast iron right now. It's just pushing poses at this point. Did I storyboard this one? Not this one. I blocked out the scenes though. I mean, well, most of the scenes. The scenes that follow up after this, I blocked it up. And it's not nearly as many people, so like animation should be a little bit more faster. I promise you, like out of this sequence, this shot, this is the biggest shot in the whole sequence. That's why I wanted to do it first. First, I wanted to see if I could do it, if I can kind of get that quality that I'm looking for. Do these rigs work okay with it? Already, I know there's a lot of problems with these rigs that I'm trying to adjust as I move down the line. But yeah, it's more kind of like testing the waters out first. Shit was gas. Oh, dude, I'm trying, man. What's this thing called? I'm just calling it unemployment. I'm calling it hugging hands. That's what this thing is. That's what it's called. Look like a fighting game. I mean, you know. I've kind of transitioned to a phase in my life where like everything's a fighting game now. No, that's not the one I was thinking of. Hang on, guys. 1 second. Funny. I think it started with Zeo, but on VHS I was like too young. The first one I watched was Wild Force on Disney. Yeah, I think it was like Zeo. Then after that I went to like Ninja Force and Turbo and shit like that. And like I was like, I never caught on to any of that stuff. Do I play any video games? No. I mean, I did. I tried streaming a video game lately, man, and it just like, can I just have a moment of silence for that stream? Bro, it was over. Like, I think my chat uninstalled itself when I did gaming, man. So I'm just jumping back over to animation. Ninja Storm was so good. I have to take a look at that. Yeah, man, it was brutal. And I was trying hard too, man. I was trying to play a game and I was like if you watch it, dude, I bitch and moan too much. Like, I'm very competitive. So like when I lose in a video game, I will let like everybody in my neighborhood know how angry I am. That's how loud I am. I almost got fired from Blizzard like three separate occasions because of that. No lie, like my habit of playing games was so bad. I literally had to go to the recruiters and like say like, or I'm sorry, like stationary game development and say, hey, you need to ban my account. You need to delete my account right now. You know, like, why? You work here. I'm like, I know. That's what I want to keep doing. Oh yeah. I felt like there was a glitch in the Switch. Yeah, like my viewership just went to 0, man. It was like gas station sushi or like salad. Like it just like it nobody's gonna touch it. Like nobody's gonna touch that stream. Yeah, I'm in early access, man. Like oh dude, no, too soon, man. Leave High Guard alone. I remember one of the shows had a Red Ranger episode and Tommy recruited all the Red Rangers. Oh yeah. Like Tommy came back and did like his big cameo and stuff like that. Yeah, it was like, wasn't like Multiverse Power Rangers or something like that? Like he went to all the dimensions and recruited everybody. Shit, come on, fucking Temp Pivot. Yeah, for a while, like every franchise was doing that. You know what? I did play the Power Rangers beat 'em up. Yeah, was it like Rita's Rewind? Yeah, I do have that game. I purchased that game. It was okay. It was okay. It was actually a lot different than I thought it was going to be. But they had a lot of good ideas with it. Just like some of the mechanics felt really stiff. And some of like the key awesome moments like didn't really sell the nostalgia for me. But it was interesting to see how they turned it into a beat 'em up and then like a Punch-Out-esque type of video game. So like I give them props for that. Man, you know what? I haven't played that game in a good while. I'll have to go try it out again. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, don't they have like on Netflix, like they have like a whole bunch of new revamped Power Ranger movies or some shit like that? Do I remember Plug and Play Power Rangers? No, what is that? Plug and Play sounds kind of familiar. Is that like a version of Power Rangers? Oh my goodness, hang on a second. Yeah, he died a mid-animator. Or mostly I died a mid-animator. My correction. Prima, thank you for the follow too. Damn it. Like, why didn't my notification come on? Hang on a second. Is my Streamlabs working? Yeah, you did follow me. Why the fuck wasn't I notified about that? Did I have that on quiet or something? Oh, I had the chat closed while that was happening. My bad. My bad. Damn. Yep, that was the overlay. I get it. Let me see. Oh, I had the sub alert quiet. That's why. Okay, I get it. Just there we go. There I am. Yeah, Prima, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Do these? Oh, okay. Wow. Imagine you being so popular that your head is a joystick. Like, I wonder if they actually made like likenesses of actors for this. Like if I had like a Rambo plug and play, like do I have Sylvester Stallone's head? Or John Wick plug and play, like I have like Keanu. It's pretty risky. I don't know. No, I did not know about these, Will. That's great. Let me all right, let me give you a hint of my time and day, chat. There were these games called Tiger Electronics. This is my gaming days. Vintage, holy crap, like I'm back. My days are considered vintage now. Oh, they haven't even had a Beavis and Butthead one. So this is the one that I remember playing. I had this one. I had a Double Dragon one for sure. Scratch marks. This was basically Game & Watch, right? Game and Watch screens that had like even had Power Rangers. They had everything. They were really trying to make bank off of this and likenesses of characters and movies and stuff. Had an X-Men one too. I had a Double Dragon one. I had a Ninja Gaiden one, and I had a Turtles one. The Turtles one was pretty cool. Yeah, I had this thing. Look at this green ass. Look at this fucking green thing. I had this one. 1989. Damn. Gotta play it with a rubber glove. Yep, this was my gaming chat. I know I'm Unk. I'm Unk in this scenario. But yeah, this, I had a bunch of collection of these for sure. They were, looking back on them now, they were absolute ass, man. They were terrible. They're like pretty much collector's items now. That's the ones that I remember. GBA before GBA? I don't think so. I think when did the original Game Boy come out? It had to be late 80s. I'm thinking what, 87 or something? Oh no, not the Game Boy Advance, the original Game Boy. That's a good question. When did that come out? 89, right? Yeah, right before 90s. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, well, the handheld department, because nobody could figure out how to make a good handheld video game. That shit did not exist, you know? It was all console stuff, you know? So yeah, I would say they were trying their best to make their own like little pocket game. Yeah, I had quite a few of those. I didn't have a Game Boy. Funny enough, my mom didn't give me a Game Boy. I had original NES, and that was it. It was like you only get one in this world, you know? It's kind of like back in the day where you only had one TV. Like having two televisions was like, holy shit, you're rich, you know? But yeah, I think it was around that time it was like, okay, what do you want, a Nintendo or a Sega? You decide. And of course, I was like a Nintendo kid, so I was like, yeah, give me the Nintendo. My cousin had a Sega, so every time I would go see him, I'd play the Sega. And I've been a Nintendo head ever since. Like most people like always ask me that, like, do you play PlayStation or Xbox? Never played Xbox. Never really got into their brand. I had a PlayStation 2, kind of fell off of that, but I've always had a Nintendo. Every version of Nintendo I've always had. Now I just play strictly on PC, you know? PC's kind of where it's at. Yeah. What's your favorite console, chat? What gets you going? How's Combo Devils going? Going. I think we're over 200,000, which is good. I'm hoping we could break at least 3 by the end of the stretch. I might spoiler alert, guys. I might do a little Combo Devil gameplay on the stream soon. Who knows? Who knows? Anything's possible. I probably gotta take this one into surgery. Okay, I think we're good on that. Let me keep moving. I want to at least get the flip done on this guy before my stream's done. I think I'll be able to do that. How about saving my work? That'd be great, huh? Don't forget to save your work, guys. It's like just like when I thought I was out on the Blender train, like they just reeled me back in. They reeled me back in, buddy. That's because, like, your boys, like Burgundy and all them, man, they're just like, these riggers are just making these characters out of nowhere, man. And that's what excites me. Like before, like 10 years ago, that shit never happened. Now it's like everybody's doing it, which I love. How's the set do the scrolls? Oh yeah. Sorry, some OBS bullshit. Yeah, kind of going back to the, what was it, this question. Yeah, Bullet had said earlier. I think Spider-Man wise, like I really enjoyed Spider-Verse just because of the animation that it had. I thought that was really, really great. I think like as a whole, like a Spider-Man that I kind of like really, really attached myself to. I really like the first Sam Raimi one, like the first Tobey Maguire one. There's something very comic book campy about that one that resonated with me. It's kind of like the new Superman movie. I enjoyed it because it felt like an actual animated episode, you know. Sorry, your cat was sick. Give him some, yeah, give him some loving. Oh yeah, by the way, Prima, I have a tradition on my stream. I totally didn't see you joined up because as I was doing my review, I turned on my notifications. But since you are the first new follower on my stream, I have a celebration that I do. And it's this one. It's called Welcome to My Anim Squad, Prima. Appreciate you. Thank you so, so very much. And I got to talk over this too because YouTube is going to copyright slam me for this one too. This part in particular too as well. So thank you so much for joining. Welcome to my Anim Squad. I love my followers. Love my community too. Yeah, I can't stand that because like normally like when I do my anim breakdown stuff, I just like silent everything, the chat, because when I get into my editors, sometimes my chats are a little sassy and they might just put like, you know, like something vulgar in like my chat and it'll be all over my screen. So we got to edit that out. So I gotta take care to keep my videos squeaky clean when I cut it out for content. You know what I mean? Yeah, welcome to the Discord for sure. Yeah, sorry about my Discord. My Discord's a little dead right now. I'm trying to bring it back right now because It's pretty much air fried right now. It was released in beta and it just never got off of beta, you know. But please feel free to make your way around. I try to do little Sunday services where I take people's animation and critique it, you know, for free. Haven't been good at that. Yeah. My Discord is patched out of existence right now, but I need to take care of that and drop more content. You've been in the chat and they pull stuff like that. Yeah, you know how it goes. For real, socials. There's too many socials to keep up with. I don't even have a Blue Sky, but I feel like I gotta start one. Like that time that TikTok almost died, I actually celebrated it. I was like, thank God we're at least killing one of them, you know? It's like, I get it. So many people are big on TikTok, but it's like, that's the one I can't stand more than anything. Yeah. I used to post a lot of jobs in 2024, but now it's kind of out of commission. But every once in a while, like I have a few of the guys in there, like Will's in there, AJ's in there, you know, Luca's in there. Bunch of guys that would drop a couple of stuff, like, you know, like Noah and Fournay and stuff like that. They're usually one of the most active ones, but. You know, I feel like I've got an animation community of people, but people are afraid to show their work, and I just kind of want to like break them out of that mold and be like, it's okay, just drop your work, show it, stuff. But then again, it's more like, what is this Discord supposed to be? Is it supposed to be an animation help channel? Because that takes time. We'll have to look for a Discord replacement soon, so no problem. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I nuke it, half the people in my Discord wouldn't even know. It's filled with a bunch of my older students in there. I mean, but that's how everything goes, especially when it comes to gaming too. You know, it's like fresh patch, out of the wrapper, elite stuff, you know. But then it just like ages like hot milk in a hot car, you know. Really bad. It's like we can't get to season 3. Like the vibes got nerfed, you know. Yeah. But it's always a way to like to drop like any shots that you work on. I'm curious, Premier, are you an animator? Do you know animation? Work on animation? But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the hanging out and thank you for the follows. Oh shit. And my thing's about ready to fall off. Like a place where you can just code and share a screen of what you're working on. Yeah, we have our small little Punkzilla dev community has that. It's just kind of like one of those lobbies where you hang out, you know. I used to be part of a huge like animation Discord group, and it was like a very private group for like feature animators. And it was just a dead ass Discord that had so much shit in it. But all they did was just play Overwatch. That's all they wanted to do was play Overwatch. So every time I was on there, people would just be in a group playing Overwatch and talking. Nothing to do with animation, just like these are people that I work with that like to play Overwatch. There's nothing wrong with that, mind you. It's just like, what do you intend it to be? I was going to school for it. Oh, okay. Ended up being BS. I had to pull out of it. It was 2D though. Oh, okay. I get you. Yeah, same. I got that same kind of history. I went to college for animator, spent 3 years on a bachelor's of video computer animation, graduated, didn't learn shit about animation, and then I just eventually ended up working in a job, teaching myself, and then signing up for like online tutorials after that. That was the dawn of online animation mentoring. You know, when I thought everything was a scam, it was like, no, everything on the computer is a scam. People just want your information. You know, bullshit like that. But now everybody's information is everywhere. So, you know, welcome to the new world. He was a widow main. I wanted lore. You, me, both, brother. When I was on the Overwatch team, I asked the hard questions, and guess what? They didn't even know the answers to it. I was there when they wrote PvE for Overwatch 2, and it wasn't the best. And I let them know it wasn't the best. And they were like, well, too bad, we're making it anyway. That was a 3-year-long joke. Yeah, me too. I wanted lore so bad. That's the trouble with that. That was the trouble with that franchise. It hit big, the characters were amazing, but the story was scattered. In a way, I think it's kind of good it's that way because it just keeps the mystery heavy, you know? And then people are like, why don't they just make a TV show? Like, brother, Blizzard isn't a production crew. It isn't a television company. It's like, but they got great, amazing shorts. Yes, they do. Of like 100 people who worked their tail off getting all those shorts out at a fashionably early time that are IP'd and subsidiary to the giant teams that develop the video games. If they were to make a TV show, they would have to hire a whole new crew with producers and writers and directors who have experience in that field. They didn't have too much luck with making a movie. Hence, the World of Warcraft movie, which people tend to forget about. Oh yeah. Ramatra was supposed to be. I don't give a shit at this point. It's like Ramatra was supposed to be the main bad guy. We built him up to be like the Darth Sidious of Overwatch, but then he just kind of became a character after that. Like him and Zenyatta had this whole arc and shit like that, but yeah, they didn't really end up going with that. They even had a badass animated short about those two, but never saw the dawn of light, which is sad. Not everyone can be Arcane, I know, for real. What a flash in the pan that was, man. You know what's odd though? Being an animator, I feel like sacrilege saying this, guys. I haven't seen Arcane season 2. I saw the first one. I just haven't watched season 2. I heard it kind of felt downhill after that, which is so ironic. It's like I haven't seen it, and yet that was the last season. But hey, at least to put God Fortiche on the map, right? Now they're I'm pretty sure they're working with a hell of a lot more people now. Zen and who? Ramatra. The purple bad guy Omnic bot. The big tank. The tank that had 2 forms. I remember we first called him, God, we called him such a dumb, he had a dumb first name. And I used to get his name wrong all the time. I used to call him like Rastaka, Rastata or something like that. Rayada or something like that. Yeah, I think his name was Alof or some shit like that. He was like prototype, work in progress character. That was the last character I worked on before I left. La tostada, yeah, exactly. Like one of those gordas. I started speaking in Spanish when I was talking about them. La rotisserie. I was like, what about that rotisserie character? Like Ramatra. I'm like, yeah. Ramato. Rastakana yada. And I wanted to work on Junker Queen so bad, but they had me on that one. What characters did I work on? For that patch, it was Sojourn and Ramatra. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't touch, like, we dropped 4 at that time. It was Echo, Queen, Ramatra, and Sojourn. Those are the 4. But I worked on Baptiste and Sigma, and I worked on Ash a little bit, the tail end of Ash. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of Baptiste. I love Baptiste. Baptiste was so fucking cool. Sigma was great too. Sigma was fun. I never played him until like later. Yeah, this works for me. Let's just go here, here. Okay, this pose needs to be adjusted. Okay, we still got 11 boys. The Amelia lore. Which one is that? A new one? Sorry, like again, right? Season 1, and I just fell off the map. Yeah, I've been clear. I've been clear. Oh, that's Widow. Widow's name. Okay, my bad. Stop playing 20. Yeah, I think I'm right with you on that. I've been sober from Overwatch for I think 3.5 years now. Yeah, after they made Doomfist a tank, I was like, fuck this game. You know, I was like, fuck this game. I miss old Doomfist. That was my main, like Doom was my boy. But oddly enough, I had the most hours on Zarya. Hard drug to be. Oh yeah, hard drug to kick. I don't know how long you've seen my stream or been on here, but like people know when I get on Overwatch or Blizzard rant, like I rarely have like good things to say about it. But that's how I've always described Overwatch. Overwatch was just cocaine. You know, you get a bump, you want to take another one. Win or lose, you want another one. You just got a hot hit of endorphins every 10 minutes. You know, that's the get. Like they got a drug and they're selling it to you with crazy ass characters, you know. Chipsa Doomfist. Chipsa was the one I couldn't stand. Don't get me wrong, he's a good Doomfist, but like what do they call him? Harry Potter? Like I just couldn't stand him, man. But yeah, I was actually one of those Doom 1.0s, like the One Punch Man. Yeah, I learned my favorite Doomfist players were Brandito and what was it? Quake. I loved Quake and I loved Brandito. Brandito unfortunately doesn't stream anymore. Yeah, Chipsa was another one. Yeah, but Chipsa was too damn toxic for me. That's one of the reasons why I quit Overwatch. Everybody there was just so fucking toxic. Oh, hang on a second, guys. Yeah, I think like the day I fell off was when I was playing a payload match and I was Winston and I was the only one on the payload trying to stay on it. And then literally when I jumped in the air to prevent myself from dying, the timer ran out and then I immediately get brawled with like 3 people in the audio like, thanks a lot, Winston. You know, like, just that one fucking job. And I was like, bro, I'm out. And it's like, it was a boy and a girl and like this little kid. And I'm literally thinking, okay, this is probably like brother, sister, and brother. And as I was explaining what I was doing, like they literally hit me with every insult in the book. And I was like, man, fuck you little bitches. You know, I was out. Because like, that's when I had it. I was like, what is my life doing right now? Like, I can't. And I literally almost got fired from Blizzard because I would have that competitive spike as I was playing the game. And it was like I'd always play with no audio on, but that's how you had to rank up. You had to talk with your teammates, toxic or not. I couldn't stand that shit. But every once in a while, I get somebody really funny in the chat, you know? Like, I'll never forget Toasty. Toasty was, like, probably one of the coolest players I had played with. I know, really toxic as fuck. Seriously, man. Like, I'm a competitive guy, too, like, when it comes to video games. So I do not play well. I do not play nice with teammates. And he was old, cursed me out. Yeah, like that. Like, I ain't got time for that shit. It's like, I felt like I wanted to really be bad. Like, I wanted to, like, tell them over. I wanted to, like, abuse my power. Like, I wanted to tell them over the chat, like, look, I'll work on this game, you little dicks. It's like, I will ban you. You hear me? I will fucking ban you. I will find your ID tag in Blizzard and I will fucking ban you. But you couldn't say any of that shit, right? You couldn't say, like, I work for Blizzard or I'm a dev or any of that crap. Because Blizzard would probably fire you for talking like that. That's the other thing I hate about Blizzard. They were like strict on your social media presence. Like everything you did had to be monitored by somebody. You couldn't say anything. But yeah, I seriously was like, yeah, man, like, can I just like talk to the programmers who like server this shit? Like just get people deleted? That would be awesome. Your dad works at Nintendo. That's cool. I love Nintendo. I don't think Nintendo has games like Overwatch, like 5v5s and all that stuff. I'm trying to think if they do. Nintendo doesn't really have the best online, to be honest. Yeah, let me move that leg up just by one. I love Nintendo. Do I have a Switch 2? No, I don't. I bought the Switch 1 when it was on sale for dirt cheap. I bought it on Mario Day too, so I got like 2 free Mario games out of it. I bought it for my wife because she liked the original Mario, but it turns out she didn't really care about the Switch. So I was like, that's okay. I'll just use it myself, you know? I kind of felt like Homer in that one episode when he bought Marge a bowling ball with his name on it. That's a meme my dad did not work. I really meant to, oh, really? Okay. It's like, I'm only thinking Nintendo only has an office in like Washington or some shit like that. I don't know. The only like circle of animators that I collab with are Team Retro in Austin. And I think like that's the only really state source that works with Nintendo at the moment. I know they did Metroid Prime 4. Is this a smear frame? No, this is a scaling on limbs. This is a little tool that me and my buddy wrote so that way I could scale limbs on rigs. Rigs have limitations. Mine doesn't. Well, actually, that's a pretty big stretch. This rig is busted, and I'm making the bust count, if that makes sense. I'm utilizing the bust. Let's switch it up a little bit. Get into that 80s jam. So far, so good. Yeah. And they say, chivalry is dead. Yeah, didn't they just kill Doomfist all of a sudden? Man, they're doing everything that they can to get under my skin. They're like, hey, remember that guy that worked with us? That kid who just didn't like anything we did? What was his name? Brad Fat Chicks? What? Huh? Yeah, who's his favorite? Doomfist? Kill him. Kill that fucker. It's like every time I check into Overwatch, man, they're just like nerfing my boy to death. Now they just killed him. I mean, obviously he's not dead, but like, I think that shit's just poor writing, dude. Like that's the most badass character you got, man. You're just gonna toss him out. Dude, he was waiting to buy one when the 2 was going up. They released and they upped the price. Like, what the fuck, dude? I mean, hey, that's how they make their bread. They get you. Just wait for Mario Day. I'm pretty sure they'll have a Switch 2 on sale with the purchase of 3 other games that nobody wants. And 3 amiibos, 3 shitty amiibos, and tickets to the Mario Galaxy movie. I don't know. No, I'm holding on that right now. There's not really a game that appeals to me right now. Like, I was gonna get it for Mario Kart World, but I'm glad I held off because the reviews aren't the best for that one. I know, right? Poor Doomfist. Shakes my head. For real. Yeah, Doomfist was the top dog, man. I wrecked everybody. I remember I had a match where I killed everybody with Doomfist. I just demolished the whole fucking team with Doomfist. Got play of the game. I was bragging about it online, and people were so hot. My team and the opposing team were mad at me because first, I didn't let them play, and then second, I just wrecked the whole team. I felt like I was on cloud 9, dude. I was like, this is why Doom is the best right here, you know? But, you know, to each his own. Did you play anybody else? Yeah, I think later in life I played more tanks. I started to master all the tanks. I tried to master every one of them. I just didn't play Diva. I thought Diva was like the dumbest fucking character. And then I got heat for that. You're like, dude, she's the best. I'm like, no, you're just a gooner. She's not. Like, you're basically chancing everything off a self-destruct ultimate, and then after that, like, you've got nowhere to run, you know. I might do a raffle, chat. I've actually got a Diva poster signed by the entire crew. I might do a raffle someday. That's something I haven't got framed yet. Trying to be hit scan, but boy howdy, they turned ugly when I switched to PC. Who was God, I remember that one streamer who played nothing but Widow and he just killed everybody. I didn't play Widow because like my aiming sucked terribly on PC, even though I played it the most. Like you'd think I would get better at aiming, but I started playing, oddly enough, I started playing Destiny 2. And then the more I played that, the better my aiming got. And then I started playing a lot of Soldier. And I was like, okay, I see why he's fun now. And then after that, I switched to Roadhog. I tell you what, if there's one thing that does want to get me to come back to play Overwatch, like it's Roadhog. I really love that character. Like a good hook feels so good in that game. Aim bots, yeah, that too. I ran into I reported a ton of aim bots. I mean, some that were just like painfully obvious. No, that was the name of the Widowman. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Shit, it's been so long since I watched those guys. It's like a whole new crop of professional Overwatch players since back in the day. Not the originals, not the original OGs. Let's see who. Yeah, Aimbots. Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah, Aimbots. He was the Widow main. I used to watch him and Raxu. Raxu was like a Hanzo player. Raxu made me laugh because he hated every second of Overwatch, but he kept playing it. He was like, this game's fucking shit, man. Like, nobody knows how to play this damn game. Like, these fucking idiots are tryhards. Like, I can't believe it. These assholes are trying to think they were in dime. You know, like, he would always talk like that. And he, like, mop the floor with everybody with Hanzo. Kefri? I don't know. I'll have to look these guys up. Let me see. Widowmaker. Aimbots? I'm thinking it's Aimbots.
What's going on, everybody?
No, not him. My bad. Kefri. It might be Kefri. He was like the previous military guy, right? I think that's him, yeah. Does he play Overwatch 2? Yeah, that's him, Kefri. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, I watched a hell of a lot of Kefri. Dude, Dude, that's our target audience, man. Even working on Mortal Kombat, that's what I say about all. That's the joke. That's the inside joke we have. I work on Mortal Kombat, and like the worst Mortal Kombat fans are Mortal Kombat fans. Same thing with every other game. The worst fans are the actual purist fans. Yeah, because you never satisfy. You never satisfy streamers, man. And then they'll jump back and forth between their side piece, their main piece, and their side piece, like no problem, right? Rivals comes out, all of a sudden, what? Tim the Tap Man's like, peace out, Overwatch. You know, I'm going on to greener pasture. You know, gets a fucking huge following. Overwatch makes an update. He goes, "Daddy's home," and I'm like, yeah, like you know. And then meanwhile, developers fucking suffer, you know, grinding hours just to fucking please these dicks, you know. And then like the next day their viewership goes down. They go back and like, you know, back and forth between other games and shit. And, you know, Seagull makes a video about the current state of Overwatch. And then Team 4 is like, hey guys, we need to watch this video. Please don't take it with a grain of salt, but just know that everything that's coming out of what he's saying is coming from a real, you know, big fan. And then Jeff's like, oh, let's invite him over and throw him a birthday party and, you know, show him that we really care. And like, nobody ever throws birthday parties for us, man. It's like, where's our fucking cake, right? Where's our fucking congratulations, right? You know, we're working our ass off trying to make, like, you know, trying to please these guys, right? And then he's gonna make Overwatch 2, and he's gonna make another video about shitting on the same thing and talking about positivity, and he's not toxic. And didn't even know who this guy was. I watched a couple of his streams, and already he's telling his whole team that they suck, and he's not toxic. He's just being honest, and this whole community's like, oh, you're so great, and you know, you're one of the best players, and yeah, the devs are dropping the ball, and like, bro, it's like, yeah, I can't. Like being a guy who's working his ass off, making the art and trying to make a good game, and listening to people who are like raking in so much revenue playing this game and shit talking this game out of positivity and just good critiques and getting favored for it and pandered to by the team. Where the fuck what the fuck happened? You know, in the whole perspective of, you know, devs make game, devs make money, players play, players like it, players give us money. Now players play our game, make more money, devs pay for bad, you know, patches and builds, we make less money. Like, what the fuck happened, man? I don't get it, dude. That was my big thing about whole, you know, streamers and fucking influencers of games. I always said to myself, it's like, where did I go wrong in my career path, man? Now I should play the games and just shit on their shit, get invited to parties and stuff and private play sessions and get pandered to because I just got a following and I got an audience, you know? It's like, I don't get it. Oh, yeah, really? But yeah, Seagull came in one day. I didn't know who he was, you know, and he was a nice guy. He's a nice guy to everybody. But it's like, yeah, we threw him a birthday party. He did a stream session. You know, all the guys were there. You know, Kaplan, the producers, our leads, our managers, and we're just like, oh, you know, thanks for, you know, your videos, and thanks for your support, and thanks for being a player, and thanks for playing our game, and blah 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 blah. You know, just pandering their asses off to him. And then they throw him a party. You know, they give him a tour. They give him the VIP treatment. It's like, dude, half the shit we don't even get working on this game. So it's like, what the fuck? That's when I knew something was wrong. You know, that's when I was like, no, I'm not gonna like slave away, you know, wee hours of the night, take all this like feedback about why this game sucks and why this doesn't look good and why, you know, this animation looks off, which nobody's gonna give a shit about until day one patch. And you know, why do I have to listen to somebody rant and rave on a long-ass YouTube video that puts my job at jeopardy just because he didn't feel happy about the first patch of Overwatch that didn't bring him joy? Like, who gives a shit, you know? It's like, we make the fucking game, you play the game. Yes, we take feedback and critical, but I'm not gonna like pander to you and be like, oh, I'm just gonna like blow rainbows and sugar up your ass just to make you feel special and shit like that. I don't know, guys. Marty, I don't know why I'm ranting. Pretty much all your fault. Why'd you get me on this one? Why'd you get me? Why'd you do this to me, man? What's happening? What's happening to me? It's just Blizzard PTSD. Anyway, maybe I might make this a YouTube video, right? Streamers do this a lot, right? Streamers get away with a lot of this. I'll just title it like, you know, current state of the industry, you know, current state of the industry, you know, and I'll start the video off really nice, like, hey guys, you know, this is coming from the heart. It's just a real good, opinionated, professional look in the industry, and I'll just like rant for like 3 hours, you know. Maybe Blizzard might see my video and invite me back and throw me a real birthday party. Her working at Blizzard is crazy. Yeah, it is. I mean, look, here's the thing. Blizzard has some really talented, stinking talented people there. Some really high-end elite artists there too. But one streamer said it best. Pirate Software said it best when he said, like, the work that Blizzard puts out is epic because of one reason. People put epic time and epic like grinding into the product, right? But they don't get treated fairly for it, you know. Like the work outweighs the reward when it works, when it comes to Blizzard, you know, especially when you're living in Irvine, California, the most expensive place to live in California, and some of the most highest tax brackets too. You know, it's hard to work under that salary, you know, and I was getting lowballed severely, jumping back and forth between cinematics and game development. And that was just not a place that I wanted to be. After I knew how much I was getting lowballed, I was like, I'm out. Can't do it no more. You know, now I'm in a place where I get treated fairly, respected, paid on a salary that I'm worth. And it's like, wow, this is what it looks like on the outside, you know? Shout out to NetherRealm. Yeah, NRS is good folk. They really are. They really are. I don't rant. I mean, obviously I can't rant about it or anything like that, but I have such little to rant about that compared to Blizzard. And it sucks too, you know, it sucks. I never used to be like that too, because it's like, it sucks when things are wrong, when things like happen wrong in this industry, and it's like you feel like you can't talk about it without being either targeted or blacklisted after the fact, you know? But if there's one thing I will say that I cherish about Blizzard Animator, like the cinematic team, they got me my big break. Like, they taught me a shit ton about animation. That team I will respect like no tomorrow. It had like the best supervisors, the best tight-knit team. Like, that team was like super close and such a cool family. The only bad thing I gotta say about the cinematics team was they worked me to death. Like, overtime, all the time. They paid overtime, but brother, I never got a break. I never got a break working there. I never got a break. But the cool thing about that place is that unlike most feature studios and other like big AAA animation companies, you would probably be working on a project for about 2 years. When you were at Blizzard Cinematics, you would work on like 8 projects in a year. Tops. 8 projects, man. You would always dabble in different shit. In-game, IGCs, cinematics all the time, and on different IPs and cool fucking characters. And your turnarounds were like at least 2 to 3 months. So you can be, and if you were jumping back and forth between a project on like half a month, you could be working on 8 different projects a year, and you'd have a shit ton of stuff for your demo reel. That's like a good production's worth of animation variety within a year. So looking at it from that, window, or looking at it from that perspective, that's like really good for artists, It's like totally good for an artist. The hard part was trying to get casted on the good shit, I wish I could learn like that. I want to learn to work in 3D. Sign up for my course. Yeah, I enjoy the hell out of that. Working on those cinematics. I wished I could have worked on more Overwatch cinematics, but I got my fair share. I worked on that Reinhardt one, and I love that one. That was a very special one. Did I work on the Genji take down the robot cinematic? Huh? Oh, the Overwatch launch trailer? No. I was actually on Team 4 while they were working on that one. The funny thing was we were getting dailies of that cinematic, and we would be giving notes. So I was like, okay, so this is what it's like to be a director. Abuse my power. Winston looks off. Tracer wouldn't do that. Genji looks off. It was just constantly giving feedback back to the cinematics team, which is kind of fun. Yeah, the cinematic was cool. It was the one where the Overwatch team came back, and we're back. I love the memes that the community made of them, because when Overwatch was doing bad, they would be like, is Overwatch back? And then Winston would go, no. But now everybody's happy, so they're playing it. They're playing it proudly now. No, I didn't get to work on that one. I was kind of ashamed that one came too soon, because in retrospect, if you guys think about those cinematics, they handled them very well, but I was thinking of it as a Avengers formula. Everybody needed their solo film before you actually made the band coming back together. You know what I mean? So the Overwatch coming back, they had a couple of characters in there that didn't have an animated short. Most notably Mercy. Mercy didn't have her own solo animated short, and I was like, she needs to have one. I'm like, give her one, and I was like, give her and Brigitte one, and then you got the perfect build up, But they wanted to release it quick, so you're like, hey, everybody's here, and Brigitte's here too, and Mercy's here too, so I had a really cool idea too. I even pitched them a Mercy short. I was like, this could be a great Mercy short. And but they were totally like, hey, cute kid. They gave me a pat on the head. They're like, oh, he thinks he's a writer. That kind of fucking energy. Just to put it to say that they didn't really bank on me early in my days there. I'm on disability flex income. If I fall on some cash, I will take you up on that. Okay. What's the course located? Right now it's I Animate, but I'm soon to fix my own personal course. It's basic 101. So just I need to actually get this. So that's my business email. But if you email me that, just one-on-one, I do that kind of stuff. Boo jerks. I mean, hey, dude, to be honest, that's just game development. 98.9% of all your ideas get either hacked / deleted, or pick up momentum, make it